Duff. And on the mound for the Cropdusters, number 7, Clint Smith. Now, let's meet your home team, the Braves. Batting first, playing shortstop, number 18, Sam Grube. Playing center field, number 1, Franklin Gomez. Our designated hitter tonight is number 30, Nick Frankuzenko. Playing first, number 35, Charlie Magulik. Playing right field, number 32, Trent Alderman. Playing second base, number 6, Terrence Rhodes. Behind the plate tonight, number 34, Tony DiChiara. In left, number 20, Charlie Brinkman. And playing third, number 28, Ryan Santangelo. And on our mound tonight is number 21, Kendall Cassidy. Now if you are able to stand, please do so and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
It's been 319 days since the Olney Cropdusters have taken the diamond, and with the calendar turning to June and the weather warming up here in the DMV, The wait is no more. The Cropdusters kick off their 5th season tonight against the Metro South County Braves, hoping to embark on a campaign that exercises some postseason shortcomings from seasons past. But before you reach the postseason, you must perform in the regular season. And that challenge for Olney starts tonight at South County High School. Thank you for joining us from South County High School. I'm Nick King, joined by Ben Gurwitch. And Ben, a really entertaining squad we have this year. What do you expect to see tonight from the Cropdusters coming out?
Yeah,
it's going to be a really entertaining game. Let's save the meandering for later in the evening and later in the broadcast. Let's jump right into our starting lineup, starting with the Cropdusters. Starting at shortstop, leading off for Olney is that's Metro South County. Apologies. Let me move over to the Cropdusters. Starting for the Cropdusters, shortstop, it's number 25, Will Henson. Going out to the catcher, we have Carter Ritchie. Roan Klein takes over at first base, hitting in the cleanup spot. Cade Walter, the left fielder, hits in the 5-hole. R.J. Cromartie, the third baseman out of Notre Dame, in the 7th slot. Charlie Buckles at DH, the Florida State commit, big program down there with the Seminoles. About the South County Braves.
Yeah, for the South County Braves, you got Sam Group, the shortstop from Mount St. Mary. Franklin Gomez, center fielder. Senior at Fairleigh Dickinson, Nick Francesco, and we will get to the rest of the lineup.
Andrew Kell, the right fielder. On the bump for South County is Kendall Cassidy. He's a sophomore from Wichita Baptist University. Is Gomez, and he'll make the play. 1 pitch, 1 out for South County.
Yeah, but that's what we were expecting from this Cropduster team, wasting no time. Sending a message there was Kell, trying to groove a fastball by Kell, and first pitch swinging already, so expect him to stay.
Impressive that is. Coming up now once more. He's here in Olney to get more reps. First pitch fastball, that's going to be low and outside for a ball.
Yeah, just adding on to that, these are not, no-name schools. Henson, Ohio State, and VCU, 2 really good schools that he was a big part of the program.
Played in 3rd. That was his most successful season since the 2023 campaign at 2.
Yeah, he had a solid 780 OPS. Obviously, the average wasn't where he wanted it to be, but made up for it with some, some walks and some power.
No, he's definitely got the veteran prestige that a lot of these young guys won down the third base line. It's going to tail foul. But how about Kendall Cassidy, the lefty on the mound for the Braves? He played yesterday, bumped tonight against the Cropdusters team, who, quite frankly, has owned South County.
Yeah, he's the Ripken League's Shohei Ohtani.
There you go.
Yeah, he had a great first-year season, sophomore year, a bit of a struggle, but looking for.
A lot of heat coming from the lefty on the bump. Henson battling, first pitch, swinging first pitch out. Henson really working the count here and working the pinch count on Cassidy.
Yeah, Henson, you kind of pitch. It's unclear the last time he.
Just outside, it'll work it to 2-2. Close call, but we talked about it. That experience, maybe that's why he takes that a little bit.
Pitch.
We had a chance to talk to Will Henson yesterday, talking about how he just really looks forward 2 away for the Cropdusters. 2 outs, but 2 really good pieces of contact for Olney.
Yeah, just a little bit under that one was Henson. You can kind of see that bad pass. Not where he wanted it to be, but solid contact, and you saw him pulling the ball past third base, able to then hit it to center field. Some better timing throughout the at-bat.
We're seeing from Cassidy, he doesn't necessarily have the speed to blow it by these guys, his fastball schemes level speed, but he's getting crafty and he's forced 2 contact outs.
Yeah, we were talking to the pitchers, they all said they wanted to just pound the zone this summer. Have we seen him do that so far?
Carter Ritchie at the plate, he'll line that one up the middle, and that's a base hit. The Cropdusters' first hit of the season comes from their catcher. With Roan Klein coming to the plate, rather. Klein did not see a whole lot of playing time at Utah this year. He's 230. That's an absolute unit of a man right there.
Yeah, lefty-lefty battle, Some lefties actually have some reverse splits.
Klein.
Swinging first pitch. To Ritchie, I really like that approach. Not trying to do too much there, just taking where the ball was and sending it right up the middle.
And we're seeing a theme tonight, a lot of veteran guys playing. Ritchie, a senior, he knows how to take that 2-strike approach, those balanced approaches, 2 outs, really starting something. You saw that. Klein now down 0-2.
Yeah, nice
High school. Last time he got real PT, and he swings and misses there. Cassidy allows one hit, but no more. A strikeout there. That one blew by Klein. And the Cropdusters come up empty-handed in the top of the first. We're moving down to the bottom of the second, where the South County Braves will take over. And if you want to finish out the rest of that lineup, by all means, Ben, go right ahead.
Yeah, so batting fourth, we got Gurwitch from Rider University. 315 as a first year, pretty impressive, adjusting to the game as well as he did. Trent Adelman, the junior, he's a rising junior, improved across the board from his first year to sophomore season. Terrence Rhodes, batting sixth, playing second base, Norfolk State, rising junior. Tony DiChiera, limited playing time, but when he did play, he did put 33 average, a 500 on base percentage. He'd love to, have a good summer here and hopefully lead that into some more playing time for him. Charlie Brinkman, batting eighth, playing left field, Liberty left fielder, and then Ryan Santangelo.
On the bump for the Cropdusters, just wrapped up his freshman year at Richmond, where he posted a 5.79 ERA. 2 wins, though, no losses. That's the stat that really matters. 24 hits allowed, 16 earned runs, 12 walks, 12 strikeouts. Hoping to get those walk numbers down to the strikeout numbers up. Opponents hit .316 against him. He's working with an arsenal that includes a fastball that tops out around 90 miles an hour, a changeup that hangs around 77, 78, a curveball that hangs around 77 as well, and a slider around 75. So a wide arsenal. He might pose a challenge for the South County Braves team, but vice versa. The Braves. So it'll be really interesting to see how the Cropdusters size up against a South County offense that posted double-digit runs yesterday.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say about Smith, ERA a little bit inflated in that first year, but a lot of guys on both these teams who, numbers may be better, maybe worse, but just the innings is what within him as a pitcher. They believe in him as a prospect, and some results that Smith did not stop him from still getting a lot of time. So I think that is a positive sign for both Smith and what we can expect out of him.
Well, that's been an emphasis for Dusters head coach. Head manager Adam Leader is just improving these guys' capabilities heading into next spring. When they do play here to Grube, is right in there, fastball for a strike. 0-1 count here as Sam Grube is up at the plate, the freshman out of Mount St. Mary's. Played yesterday, took 4 at-bats, was on base, so definitely a threat to watch if he does happen to get on. 1-1 pitch, that one in the dirt, gets him.
Sweet pitch and just was not expecting that one.
Tough break there. 1-2 pitch. That one just high and outside, rather. 2-2. Fastball again, Smith. That one fouled off to the left side.
Yeah, Grube had a very impressive first-year campaign. He played in 50 games as a freshman.
Out to left field. On the run is Walter, and he's there. So 1 up, 1 down for Glenn Smith.
Yeah, Grube trying to inside out that a little bit, but nice job. Getting it on the hands enough was Smith. Can't really get the barrel on that at all.
South County going with a similar either. Did score 3 runs after he walked twice and took a ball. Smith really working that fastball. That one upstairs, 2-0.
Yeah, similar to the Cropdusters.
Make that 3-0 for Gomez. Hitters count. Gomez has played all 3 years of the OPS, and he'll watch that one go by. 3 walks and 1 hit by pitch through 2 games for Franklin Gomez. Either nobody wants.
So far, Smith missing kind of arm side, high and away to a lefty a couple times. See if you can kind of figure that out. But yeah, usually when you see that happening, maybe yanking it or just timing a little off.
Up next is Nick Frankizenko. Runners on the corners, 1 out. And we talked about this offense, how high-powered it was yesterday, and it's showing off early. Runner in scoring position with just 1 out, and Smith, his first real challenge of the season. The Cropdusters' first real challenge. With Charlie Magula coming to the plate, a freshman who's got absolute size. Similar to the Cropdusters, he's 6'4", 210 from the left side, a freshman at Rider University. Hit .315 this past year as Smith kicks and deals that one low, gets away from Richie.
Cropdusters dodge a bullet there.
They sure do. Frank Kuzenko takes second base, 2 in scoring position with just 1 out.
Yeah, more on Frank Kuzenko. Pretty impressive swing there. Sees 4 straight balls to the hitter in front of him. Still has the confidence to, attack that first pitch he sees. Expecting to see kind of a fastball in the zone. That's what he saw, and he hit it well.
Richie's out there talking to Smith. One got away from him. It just seemed to slip under his glove. Obviously, no run scored, but damage was done with Frank Kuzenko heading to second base. Magulik, a big chance to break this game open. It's his first time playing this season. Did not play yesterday. He was a MAC. That one rolled over down the first base line, and it's missed by Roan Klein. Everybody's safe. 1 run scores. An error at the corner is costly for the Cropdusters.
Yeah, Klein didn't seem too comfortable on that. He kind of seemed like he was going to attack that ball. He decided to take a step back, let the ball come to him. Seemed like he got a decent hop to it, but just unable to secure it.
Got a glove on it, could not corral it. And the Cropdusters are in the similar spot they were when Magulik just came up. Runners on the corners, 1 out, except now they're down 1-0. Smith tosses that one in the dirt. It's Trent Edelman up at the plate. Had 1 at bat yesterday. He did strike out.
So early adversity for Smith and the Cropdusters, and just to see how they can bounce back.
The 1-0 pitch here. That ball in the dirt again. 2-0. Smith losing control a little bit. Had that one that skipped past Richie, and now 2 straight in the dirt. You have to imagine it's take here if you're Edelman. 2-0. That one in there. Paints the lower edge for strike 1.
Yeah, it's a nice pitch. If he's able to replicate that pitch, he's gonna have a lot of success, not just today, but in general.
Big pitch there for Smith. Yes, 100%. He's going to go for the pickoff move at first. Frank Kuzenko flirts over at third, faking as if he was going to head home. No play. Everybody's safe. 2-1, 1 away. And that ball is grounded to short. Flip. 1, and there's 2. Henson to Kiefer to Klein. Ends the inning, and the Cropdusters, all things considered, pretty safe inning, allowing 1 run in a really rocky situation.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered there for Glenn Smith. Able to induce the double play. And, yeah, obviously get the run on the board, but you think about the way they got a ground ball to the first baseman. The runner was not initially breaking, so, after that first and third 1 out, the walk and the base knock, Smith definitely bared down, threw the pitches he had to throw, and did a great job.
He sure did. South County now with a lead. Did not trail at all yesterday. That was a really big double play there by Henson, Henson to Kiefer. Big stop there for the Cropdusters. Due up for Olney after a scoreless first is number 6, Cade Walter.
Relatively large schools, Jacksonville and then Cromartie Notre Dame, both didn't get the playing time I think that they expected. So, this is a big summer for both of them. Chance to prove what they believe they have. And just for us, not necessarily coming in blind, but, just less stats to go upon for these guys.
A lot less numbers, especially for Walter. Did not see the field at all at Jacksonville this season. Was named High School County Player of the Year in South Cloud, Florida, which if you don't know is relatively close to Jacksonville. Played at Harmony High School.
Now batting for the Cropdusters, number 6, Cade Walter.
Going to get one next as well.
That one right down Broadway for strike 1. Down, and he's working his angles very well. Nothing's really too far outside. Everything's relatively close. As an off-speed pitch gets Walter there, strike 2.
Yeah, big swing and a miss there. You know, not afraid of the velo.
The 1-2. That one grounded over to the right side, picked up by Magulik. He'll toss it over to Cassidy, and that's one away.
Yeah, big hop there, but did not fool Magulik. Still made a nice play.
Very similar to the play that Klein got that led to the run for the Braves, except that time Magulik able to corral that one. R.J. Cromartie stepping in, the freshman out of Notre Dame. That one painting the lower edge for strike 1. Another fastball from Cassidy. Seems to like that on the first pitch.
Yeah, first time around just attacking.
The 0-1. That one outside. Count level 1 apiece. Slight shift on for the Braves. Santagello playing well off the third base bag. Grube playing really close to second. As Cromartie will line that one back to first base, and an error by Magulik. Cromartie saved 2 errors by Busters. Have a base runner in the top of the second. It's R.J. Cromartie who reaches on the error.
Yeah, you know, to be fair to Cromartie, did give that a decent swing. Had some solid velo, but just, you know, solid hop. Got to find a way to keep that in front of you and get the out there. And another lefty here.
Cropdusters going back to back to back to back lefties. This time it's Charlie Buckles, who, I don't know about you, I'm very excited to see. Standing 6'6", 230, just committed to Florida State. A very prestigious baseball program. Buckles watches that one go. It's 1-1.
Yeah, similar pitch to the 0-1, but one goes either way.
Cassidy picks him off. Cromartie goes. Magulik over to Grube, and he's out. A base running error by Cromartie. A nice pickoff move by Cassidy, and the Braves eliminate the Cropdusters base runner and makes it 2 outs.
Kind of just like a classic lefty move there, looking away. Often when pitcher lefty is looking away from the first base runner, means they're picking off. That time just kind of simple as that. Cromartie falls for the move, and McGoldrick does well to cut the angle off and pick off.
A couple costly errors for the Cropdusters early on. Still plenty of time to come back from that, as we have a stoppage with the second base bag being knocked out of its hole. So truly, really only 1 hit allowed by Cassidy, and his control has been accurate. We saw that this past season when he was at Ouachita Baptist. Only 4 walks. He's been painting the zone. Guys have touched him up. They haven't necessarily laid some heavy wood down and gotten some runs scored. Granted, we're only 5 outs in, but you've got to be impressed if you're South County with what Cassidy has done so far.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want from you know, a guy like this. He's not going to be blowing people by, but if he's able to keep the ball on the ground like he's done, except for those kind of weak fly balls, that's exactly what he wants when he gets the ball.
It's a 1-1 pitch here, and Buckles swings past that one. It's strike 2.
The big hack.
That was a big hack. You saw 360 dead center and thought, why not? Now it's a choke up for that 2-strike approach.
Thought about pulling the trigger, but able to keep his arms back.
Cassidy kicks and deals. Buckles flies that one out to center. Gomez coming in. He's under it. 3 up, 3 down in an awkward way. The Cropdusters, 2 innings, no score. They trail 1-0 to the Braves.
During the 7th inning, we are going to celebrate National Hug Your Cat Day.
Yeah, just not able to take advantage of the error as Cromartie was erased on the pickoff. But no, I'm excited to see if the Cropdusters get a second time around against Cassidy. You know, that's kind of an interesting thing, but especially about the beginning of this league, pitchers are not going to go deep. And of course, such a big part of baseball is, adjustments and learning how to read a pitcher and get a better sense of their stuff second time and third time around even. So
we know that the Cropdusters will not let their pitchers go too far. Hoping to get a lot of guys in. We can expect to see Smith for at least 3 innings. Or at most 3 innings rather, but expect to see a variety of arms from the Cropdusters, especially early on in the season. It is Smith back out there.
Yeah, able to settle down a little bit, and yeah, like the expectation is 3 innings per pitcher, especially early on. You'd hope that, you know, after that first inning, he's able to settle in and go all those 3. You know, for pitchers, I can sympathize for these guys, you know, because you're going great, you're still going 3. If you're not going great, the worst case scenario is that you're not, often you get in a jam, you're not going to be pitching for another 4 days no matter what. You want to make the most of those 3 innings. So Smith try to find a way to settle in now.
It's Terrence Rhodes due up for South County. He's listed as an infielder outfielder for Norfolk State. Tonight he's playing second base. Matt's left, throws right. Smith not wasting any time rather, as that fastball kicks in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Rhodes hit 244 in 35 games this year. Fouls that one straight up. Cromartie under it to the left of the third base bag, and he drops it. Another error for the Cropdusters.
Yeah,
could have been an easy out. Instead, the count continues.
Maybe just kind of dusting off the cobwebs a little bit, especially Cromartie. You know, he didn't get a lot of playing time, getting used to seeing that live ball again.
You've got to wonder if he's in his head after that base running error.
And that certainly won't help.
Certainly won't. Count is 1-2 as Rhodes fouls that one back. Smith looking like he has to do it all by himself. He kicks it, deals. That one skied out to left field. On the run is Walter. He's under that, and he catches that one away.
Yeah, it's a nice swing by Rhodes. You know, again, that backside, trying for a backside blast, going the other way with it, but impressive work there.
And that's twice that Walter has had to head to his left.
And he's done so without any trouble. Gotten over there and gotten under the ball with ease.
Absolutely not. He's been busy early on, similar to Gomez for South County. A lot of action for Walter. Smith's first pitch to Tony Dickiera is a strike on the fastball. 0-1. Make that 0-2. Another heater. Dickiera late on it.
Yeah, love what I'm seeing here from Smith. Just attacking the zone, working quick, in a rhythm here in the second inning.
0-2 pitch. Dickiera, that's right over to Henson. Scoop, throw, out. 2 up, 2 down. Hasn't been the cleanest, but the Cropdusters have gotten it done.
Yeah, and a lot of credit to Glenn Smith. I mean, he's not letting the early mistakes get to him, still throwing strikes. And, you know, those first 2 batters, he was kind of missing with his fastball, but whether it was just maybe the meeting helped, maybe an adjustment was needed, but since then he's been pounding the zone.
Up next is Charlie Brinkman. First pitch swinging right up the middle, base hit. He was 1 for 3 yesterday, make it 1 for 1 today.
Number 28, Ryan Santos.
Yeah, I mean, Brinkman picked up on the fact that Smith's just kind of coming right at guys with first pitch fastballs and smartly saw one he liked and took a rip at it, even though it was 0-0.
Ryan Santangelo in. He'll ground that one. It's Cromartie. He makes that play. 1 hit, no runs scored for South County in the bottom of the second. We head to the top of the third with Olney trailing 1-0 in its 2025 season opener.
Yeah, you know, that play could be big for Cromartie. You know, he doesn't have to worry about making up for it in his next at-bat or next inning, the longer it takes before he gets the ball, it could be in his head more. Now he kind of just gets the ground ball, makes the play, and kind of at least wash it away, and look forward to hitting more than just hitting as a means to make up for his mistake.
No, definitely a very big thing for the mental part of the game. Coaches used to tell me baseball is 50% physical and 70% mental. One of those funky little quotes, and you saw that early. Guys getting into their own heads. Just has to break out of it, and to see that from a young kid like Cromartie, who just wrapped up his freshman year at Notre Dame, where he didn't see the field too much, you've got to be encouraged if you're coach leader.
For sure, some mental toughness there.
We thank you again for joining us tonight. From South County High School, I'm Nick Kane. To my right is Ben Gurwitch. Cropdusters trail 1-0 here in the top of the third. A pretty evening here in Northern Virginia.
Yeah, it's awesome. Couldn't ask for anything else, really. In this first game, we got the sun, a little wind coming in. Maybe it'll get a little chillier later, but right now it's all you can hope for.
It's all you can hope for. No rain, sunny skies. Great way to kick off a season.
Yeah, and another really exciting, hitting due-up order awaits for us. We got Luke Kiefer, who number 10 in this class in Maryland and went to UMD, didn't get a lot of playing time, and then Ahmad Duff will follow him, who went to Alabama, but now in the transfer portal, did not get a lot of chance to play. A lot to look forward to for these two guys.
Kiefer has flirted with entering the transfer portal. He has not decided whether or not to do it. He's, as you mentioned, was the number 10 player out of Maryland at a high school, number 3 overall shortstop. Tonight he's playing second base.
I thought might have been a little bit up there, but
0-1 pitch. Kick, deal, fouled back by Kiefer. 2 straight heaters, 2 straight strikes.
Yeah, once again, it's still pounding the zone. 0-2, you have the ability to go to that kind of curveball we've seen, but also wouldn't be shocked if he tries to blow him by him when out of the zone.
As I said, that fastball listed at around 82. It looks like it's snapping around 85. Cassidy really working though, pounding that zone. Nothing in the dirt. Something that Smith struggled with a little bit early on. 1-2 pitch here to Kiefer. That one in the dirt.
Yeah, Kiefer can spit on that one pretty easily. After a tough take on 0-2, worked it back to 2-2, and maybe seeing the ball a little bit better every pitch.
Nobody out. Cassidy moving relatively quickly from the stretch. That one in the dirt as well. So from 0-2 to full.
Yeah, kind of that classic pitcher's, mistake or at least challenge. You get ahead 0-2, then you're afraid to make a mistake or at least give in, leading to trying to throw a perfect fastball and then back-to-back curveballs in the dirt. Next thing you know, you have to throw a strike here.
3-2 pitch. Kiefer down the left field line. Oh, what a play! Throw to first, not in time.
Wow.
But Ryan Santangelo.
What a stop.
Backhand diving stop. That would have been 2 for Kiefer had he not gotten a glove on it. But the Cropdusters have a base runner on after the single by Kiefer.
I thought that was for sure by him and down the line for a double. It seemed like his glove in his hand was behind him when he made that play. Just a remarkable stop there.
Fantastic play by Santangelo. Up now is Ahmad Duff. He'll take the first pitch, strike.
Yeah, you have to see Duff at the plate, but I will say, saw him in center field pregame, and he was making excellent reads on every ball. I'm excited to see him kind of have to make a tough play in center.
A real speedster, standing at 5'7", 155. He's not necessarily on your team for power. Spent his freshman year at Alabama. Just entered the transfer portal. 1-1 pitch. Duff takes, make it 2-1.
Yeah, and you're seeing those both a little bit high. Gotta adjust to the zone that Duff will give you. It's especially on the Cropdusters, got a lot of big boys, but then you go to Duff and it's a much smaller strike zone.
Kiefer handing close to first, pickoff move, got him. Kendall Cassidy working some magic on the mound. 2 pickoffs for 2 outs, and the Cropdusters really struggling to take advantage of these base runners that they've happened to get.
Yeah, I kind of looked over at you right before he picked off. You could kind of tell, whether with his motion that he was going to go over. And so, again, just some rust for these guys. They'll get back used to seeing these left-handed move. But, I mean, all credit to Cassidy. But, as far as I'm seeing, this isn't like a Max Fried-esque move. It seems relatively, classic left-hand move, but it's working.
Duff taking the 2-2. He lines that one out to center field. Gomez on the run. It's actually Edelman and Wright who gets under it. 2 up, 2 down, again in a weird way. I said Kiefer was really hanging close to that first base bag. Cassidy lifts his leg. Kiefer leans to his right, doesn't have enough time to get back to first. A wicked pickoff move by Cassidy is proving to be deadly for these Cropdusters base runners. We're back at the top of the lineup with Andrew Kell.
Nobody up in the pen at this moment, so unclear if this will be Cassidy's last inning or if, unlike the Cropdusters, he'll be able to get some more length.
He's definitely dealing. Kell fouls that one straight back.
It's a decent swing by Kell, fouls it right back. You see him hold his finish there a little bit. Often that means, you like what you saw, you wanted to see it go fair.
Had a solid approach his first time up, an absolute skyrocket out to center field. Gomez did catch it, but good piece of contact by Kell. That one outside.
Yeah, tried to drop in the off-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate, but Kell not moved by that. Interesting seeing position of the left fielder, Brinkman, pretty shaded over to center after that fly ball to center field in his first at-bat.
2-1 pitch. That one outside, make it 3-1.
Yeah, maybe the first hitter's count here really for the Cropdusters. I think Kell's going to be on the attack, especially after swinging first pitch in his first at-bat.
That one upstairs. Kell draws the walk. And at this point, Ben, you might as well just stay on first base to avoid getting picked off.
Yeah, especially with 2 outs, with Henson up, he worked a decent at bat. It's just maybe from first base it's very tough to pick up the move. Clearly, it must be. So at this point, 2 outs, you don't want to make the risk. You don't want to take the bat out of Henson's hand. Let him hit, and then you can just get a nice secondary after the pitch is thrown.
Kell, who is the leadoff, is hugging first base very closely. First pitch to Henson, swing and a miss. Strike 1.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that Cassie's only thrown over twice, and both those times it's been pickoffs, so he's picking the right time to do it as well.
Definitely is. Off-speed pitch. Rings up Henson for strike 1. That one low and outside. Count level 1 apiece. Now this is kind of the spot that we've seen Cassidy choose to pick over to first. Whether or not he chooses to do it again. Kell being very conservative. 1-1 pitch. Henson skies that one out. Shallow right field. On the run is Edelman. He's there. And the Cropdusters go scoreless in the top of the 3rd. A couple base runners yield nothing for Olney. The Braves still lead 1-0 as we head towards the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, just kind of some strangeness so far. 2 pickoffs, you don't see that a lot in 3 innings. Get on top or just, hit the ball where the fielders aren't. But
and you look at the base runners that Cassidy has allowed. I mean, one of them was an error at first base. Another was a nice shot up the middle by Richie. And the other 2 were, not necessarily too hard hit. 1 walk, or 2 walks rather. It's been kind of a back and forth, He's been picking his right spots, not really allowing these big guys, such as Klein, such as, Buckles, to really get a good piece on the ball, and he's pitching to contact and it's working.
Yeah, like you said, he's kind of found a way to put out the hits, and even when they've come, it's like that. Of course, that was a hard hit ball down the line, but still it was an infield single when you get down to it. And that base hit was, not hit with much launch angle on it. So recipe for success, especially in today's baseball when launch angle is such the what everyone's trying to do. You keep the ball on the ground, you're going to find a lot of success.
Cassidy found success last year playing for South County. He played in pitched 8 games, played in more as a hitter. Posted a 4.33 ERA, and I'll tell you what, he's going to start the season with a much lower number, especially after a phenomenal 3 innings of work so far.
Yeah, I'm looking over into the Braves dugout, bullpen. Not much going on, still. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see Cassidy still getting to work. Unclear though.
It's Sam Grube, top of the order for the Braves. Smith, first pitch, low and outside, ball 1.
Yeah, Grube flew out 2 left his first time. There's that kind of high and away miss that kind of went away from.
Hitters count for Grube 2-0. Looking for his first hit of this 2025 campaign. It's not going to come on that pitch. The heater blows by him, strike 1. Another heater low. Smith kind of struggling with control, especially coming back from counts. He's going to have to come back on this one. It's a 3-1.
I don't want to give in, though, to a very talented hitter.
That one fouled straight back, full.
I like what I see from Smith's mechanics, simply just classic kind of old school flamethrower, just kind of taking the ball, kind of taking his wind-up, pretty classic steps, but the whole time just getting ready to rear up and fire it.
3-2. That ball skied out to right center. On the run is Duff, and it's gone! First hit of the season for Sam Grube is a big one. An absolute laser out to right center. Make it 2-0 Braves. And you said it, Ben. You can't groove one to a talented hitter. He makes you pay.
Yeah, I mean, that ball was absolutely pieced. Pretty solid swing either. Not too much just a fly ball. That thing was just a line drive, but so much carry on it, just straight barrel, and kept carrying. Strong man is Grube.
The ball carries in the heat. Sam Grube makes him pay. Had 4 home runs this year at Mount St. Mary's. Make that 1 so far through 2 games this summer. And the Braves have a 2-0 lead. Their offense has been unstoppable through just over 10 innings.
Yeah, off to a great start. Confidence must be high early in the season. Someone they'd love to keep going as long as they can.
Gomez watches that one go low.
Yeah, not a bad 0-2 pitch at all. Didn't get the call, though.
1-2 count to the center fielder. Smith not shying away from that heater even after letting up that home run. That one upstairs pops out of the glove of Ritchie. Count level 2-2. In the dirt. And an 0-2 count has now become 3-2. Smith really having a hard time finishing off these Braves batters.
Yeah, yet to record a strikeout. He's gotten a lot of ground outs, which of course is a good thing, but obviously you want to get some Ks as well.
3-2. That one upstairs. Make it a walk.
And this is what Gomez has done throughout these first 2 games.
Make that his 4th walk rather. He's now reached base 5 times, none of them via a hit. And it looks like we've got some arms warming up in the Cropdusters bullpen.
Yeah, of course, just for confidence thing, you'd love for Smith to be able to get through this 3rd inning. He knew that the 3rd was his expiration. Don't want to get pulled before that.
Well, he comes back strong there with a strike low to Nick Frankuzenko.
Yeah, it's a real nice pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Quick pickoff. Trying to test Gomez. He gets back there safely. Frankuzenko singled his first time up. He's in the DH spot tonight for South County.
Yeah, just shot the first and second base hole.
Runners going. Frankuzenko swings. That ball's foul. Old school hit and run. Executed to near perfection, except that one tails just to the right of the right field line.
Yeah, Frankuzenko just a little bit ahead of that. I believe it was a changeup. Nice pitch there. And now, once again, 0-2. Don't want to, of course, in the back of Smith's mind is, last time was hit 0-2, and I walked Gomez. Do not want to do that again here, of course.
Also got to check Gomez at first. The 0-2 pitch to Frankizenko. Gomez holds. Frankizenko fouls that one back. He'll stay alive to see another pitch.
Yeah, it's a great location on 0-2. High fastball out of the zone, but certainly tantalizing enough to get a swing on it. But if you're gonna, it's very tough to do anything real with that.
You'd love to see some off speed here. 3 straight heaters from Smith. Gomez goes. Frankizenko fouls that one off.
Really good pitch, Glenn.
Yeah, I like that from Smith. Took a little bit of an extra second before delivering the pitch. Maybe Gomez kind of timing him up a little bit there, and it seems like he was kind of a bit robotic in terms of just coming set and throwing. So that extra second can really throw off the runner and the hitter as well when you're expecting it.
Gomez being highly aggressive. Smith checks him. He's safe.
Yeah, this is not like the MLB. You can throw over as many times as you want.
No balls and 2 strikes. Frankizenko fouls that one again. He's making Smith work for this at-bat.
Yeah, it's a nice swing on 0-2. Just he recognized fastball outside corner is a good pitch, really good pitch from Smith. Didn't want to do anything except for just waste it away and hope to get one that he can do something better with.
And kudos to Smith for keeping them firing. Not a ball thrown. This is the 6th pitch of the at-bat. That one rolled over to the right side. We're going to see 7, and we've yet to see a ball.
Yeah, like you said, he's not giving in. He's not throwing out of the zone, but he's also not just kind of grooving him in to try to get that out. He's still working hard, throwing the pitches he wants to throw. You hope he continues to do that and stays vigilant throughout the at-bat.
Gomez still at first. Smith taking his time. Quick deal. Gomez goes. Frankizenko takes throw down to second. And he's out. An absolute laser from Carter Ritchie. Guns down Gomez. And the Cropdusters eliminate the Braves base runner and get an out in the process.
I mean, you could not ask for a better throw there. Went exactly to the glove. Didn't even have to move.
Henson applied the tag. Gomez tried a little swim move there. Did not work.
Yeah, I mean,
it's now 2-2 to Frankizenko.
For Henson there, seriously, the glove was down. The ball went right into it. Made it a perfect tag.
9th pitch of the at-bat. That one outside, and it's full.
So we got the caught stealing, but since then, it's thrown back-to-back balls after the ball on the steal attempt.
A 10-pitch at-bat from Frankizenko. 3 straight balls from Smith. 1 away. Cropdusters trail 2-0. Frankizenko pops that one out to right. On the run is Cal at the warning track. He's there. 2 down. Another good piece of contact there by Frankizenko. Hit a single his first time up. That one skied out to right. Just about 5 feet short of the fence. And Smith catches a little bit of a break there. Maybe the wind gave him a little bit of an assist, but
important. I mean, you got the home run, you got the walk. It kind of looked like things might have unraveled, but you get the caught stealing, then the fly out, and you got 2 outs, nobody on. Chance to go into the dugout after just 1 run scored.
Magulik takes the first pitch fastball. That one absolutely lasered out to right center. That ball's off the wall. Duff corrals, cuts it off to second, and Magulik is into second base with a stand-up double.
Now batting number 32.
We've seen it. Smith really struggling against the lefties. Frankizenko a hit. Magulik, an absolute laser of a double. And of course, Grube, who had the home run out to right center. Duff and Kell being worked extraordinarily hard, both this inning and throughout the early portion of the game.
Yeah, this top of the South County Braves lineup has timed him up really well the second time around. Smith still, though, just 1 out away from getting out of it with just those 2 runs. Would love the chance to get this out, finish the inning, and just kind of close his day there, and just try to build on some of the positives.
Edelman takes the first pitch strike. It's 0-1, 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. Edelman grounded into a double play his first time up. Smith taking his time. That ball in the dirt, corralled by Ritchie. Nice block there by the catcher. They'll hold Magulik at second base.
Yeah, Ritchie's done a great job of manning his position these first 3 innings. You know, the first one actually missed, but since then, a couple of really nice blocks, and of course that perfect throw on the caught stealing attempt. On the stolen base attempt.
Edelman, similar to Group, searching for his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 2 so far. A strikeout in the double play. Not a stat line to be too happy with. Still plenty of time, though. That one, grounded to Henson. Quick scoop, toss to first. After a home run by Sam Grube, Glenn Smith goes 4 up, 3 down. No other runs scored outside of that homer. It's 2-0 Braves after 3. That's probably all we'll see of Glenn Smith. Overall, a pretty impressive outing for his first time in.
Yeah, you know, what I like is that the ground balls. You know, he gave up the fly out to start, but after that, you know, we saw the double play, following inning, 2 ground outs, and then able to get another one that inning. So, yeah, you know, keep the ball on the ground is what you want to see, but a lot of power on these lefties that he was facing. You know, when he was hitting the outside corner, he's finding the success, but, you know, sometimes kind of getting beat on the inner half of the plate. Obviously, you know, you want to hit that outside spot as much as you can, but you want to be able to trust your fastball anywhere in the zone.
Looks like we will get Cassidy for the 4th. No reason not to. He's been fantastic so far.
And yeah, exciting to see. Gonna get 3, 4, 5 here for the Cropdusters, including, you know, Carter Ritchie, who had that base knock. Only one. Oh no, excuse me. The first of 2 hits for Dickinson. I mean, for the Cropdusters so far.
Cropdusters still looking for their first run.
Now batting for the Cropdusters, number 36, Carter Ritchie.
It'll be Carter Ritchie who steps up. Had a base hit up the middle his first time up.
7:50 and the lights still don't need to be on yet. I mean, that tells you that we are really in summer. But I'm sure soon enough we'll see those lights turn off.
First pitch fastball right down Broadway for strike 1. Lefty-righty matchup favors Ritchie, but it seems like it hasn't mattered all evening so far. Braves really working it defensively. 0-1 pitch, that one in the dirt. Off speed there. Count level 1 apiece.
Yeah, it's a good take by Ritchie. Some late break on it, but was not fooled.
Ritchie watches that fastball go just outside, 2-1. You know, Ritchie has bounced around to 3 different colleges, just finished his senior season at VCU, has another year of eligibility. Found most success at South Mountain Community College from 2022 to 2023. As that one is skied out to right. On the run is Edelman. He's there, 1 away.
Yeah, this kind of same issue that we've seen a couple of the Cropdusters have, just getting a little bit under that one. No, timing was good, swing decision was good, just not getting it when he wanted, getting a little bit under it.
So a fly out to start the 4th. A lot of flyouts for the Cropdusters. Up next, Roan Klein. He struck out his first time up. Swings and misses on that one.
Nice off speed.
He was trying to cut that deficit in half with 1 cut. Instead, he's down 1 strike. Klein, the only Cropduster to strike out so far this evening. Cassidy's only K. That one hits off the plate and it'll trickle foul. Klein down 0-2.
Yeah, but once again, Cassidy quickly ahead of, you know, dangerous hitter.
Cassidy a long way from home or Klein rather, a long way from him, from Washington State. And he swings and misses. 3 straight strikes. That's 2 strikeouts now to start the season for Roan Klein.
That's the off speed that he saw in 0-0. Similar location, kind of breaking into the zone. Just not much he can do with that one. And Klein has not seen Cassidy well at all so far. 2 strikeouts.
And that lefty-lefty matchup is always difficult as that ball skied out to left field right to Charlie Brinkman. Cade Walter, a nice piece of contact, lines that one out to left. 3 up, 3 down for Olney. Making contact, not finding the holes. Cropdusters still scoreless after 4. They trail the Braves 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough for Walter. It's a great swing. Everything about that, he got it like, going opposite way, on time. Saw a fastball and he swung and, didn't overthink it, but just unfortunate there that it held up and went right towards the fielder.
This game's been moving relatively fast. Of course, now that I say it, it'll move relatively slow.
Yeah, we're going to get pitching changes often that leads to see. And we got the first one actually right now.
We sure do. On the mound now for the Cropdusters is number 2, Ben Berger. Lefty out of Frostburg State.
Berger was really impressive in his first year in limited appearances, to be fair, only through 4 appearances. But he was very good, 2025 did not go as well again in limited appearances though, so tough to really grade. But, a chance for a good summer here would, propel him to maybe some more game time.
Berger was a member of the Cropdusters last season, did not really see the field at all. From Olney, Maryland, local kid, stands 5'11", 190. You hinted at it. Berger an 8.31 ERA and 4 1/3 innings of work this past season at Frostburg State. Freshman year a lot more appealing. Posted a 2.25 ERA and 4 appearances and 4 innings pitched, but he's had success in the area before, hoping to do it again. Was the Sherwood Cy Young Award winner in his high school in both 2022 and 2023, and then was a 3-time state champion. So he's had success in the state of Maryland. Obviously, we're in Virginia tonight, but he's bearing the name Cropdusters across his chest.
He's working through his off-speed pitches right now in warm-ups, and spiking a few, but just kind of getting the feel of it. They often say a bad warm-up session is when pitchers had their best outings. So, just kind of working through that off-speed pitch right now. Excited to see it in game.
Berger working with a fastball, changeup, curveball, slider arsenal. A lot of junk being thrown, not a whole lot of heat.
So Terrence Rhodes will not be happy leading off, having to face a lefty now. He put a nice swing on it. Unfortunately for him, just went to Walter in left field on his first effort.
Rhodes going to take that lefty-lefty matchup. And we've seen it all night. The Braves have been aggressive on the first pitch. Hard to do that when you're facing nothing but junk, but we'll see if that approach changes at all for South County. Berger, his first action in 2025. He'll work from the windup. That ball in the dirt, 1-0.
Yeah, and starts him off with that off speed. So, he's not trying to mask the pitcher he wants to be. He's like you said, junk baller through and through.
1-0 pitch. That one right down the middle. Saw some heat on that one for strike 1.
Yeah, I like that. I obviously understand the want to go to the off speed, but fastball is often an effective pitch.
That one in the dirt for strike 2. Rhodes couldn't lay off the junk.
But you see a swing like that, you understand why he would be so quick to go to his off-speed stuff.
Nothing but pure power in that cut. The 1-2 pitch. Low and outside, count level 2 apiece.
Yeah, it's a solid break there. Just missed out as well. I think if that's more over the middle, then that pitch is going to get swung at.
Rhodes 1 for 6 so far. Did he go? Yes, he did. Throw down the first for good measure. And the Cropdusters have their first strikeout of the 2025 season. It comes thanks to Ben Berger. The first man he faced goes down with a K.
Yeah, that's nasty. You know, just late break and sharp as well. Not, you know, it's tough to take that pitch.
It's crazy to think that we'd only see the first strikeout in the bottom of the fourth, as that one just misses the zone. 1 ball, no strikes.
It is 7:58, and the lights are finally going on here.
Lights going on. Berger's fastball not finding the zone, though. 2-0.
Yeah, you know, it's some tough calls. First one maybe a little bit down and out, that one a little bit up, but not missing by much.
He's going to have to light up the strike zone to come back in this count. Doesn't do it there. Ball in the dirt makes it 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, you can kind of, that speaks to the confidence of his off-speed stuff. I mean, the 2-0 pitch, kind of a classic fastball count. He goes to his curveball, I believe, to spike the bat.
Hitters count for Dickinson. Grounded out to Henson his first time up. And he'll take 4 straight balls and strut over to first base.
Number 20, Charlie Brinkman.
So Dickinson has now reached first base safely in 2 of his 3 at-bats this season. And up next is Charlie Brinkman, who had a single his first time up. Berger now in the stretch, that ball low. First pitch heat, Berger now having a hard time finding the zone. It's 5 straight balls for the lefty. 1 ball, no strikes. Quick deal to Brinkman. That ball lined on the third base line, past Cromartie, base hit. On the run is Dickinson. Walter cuts it off. Runners on first and second. A big turn by Dickinson around second base. The nice play by Walter holds him. Quick throw back to Cromartie. 2 on, 1 out for the Braves.
Yeah, Walter got there quickly. You know, at first I thought that could have been, you know, an extra base hit with at least a runner getting the third, but instead first and second. So far Brinkman 2 for 2, 2 singles. Impressive start for him. First pitch is bounced. Nice block there.
A solid block indeed.
Cropdusters got out of 1 jam with a double play. Berger would love another one right here.
Santangelo now at the dish. He's up 1 ball, no strikes. That ball over to second. 1, Henson to first, make it 2. 6-4-3 ends the inning.
4-6-3, I believe.
4-6-3,
but
rather.
a double play at the end of the day, just what the doctor ordered. So the Cropdusters twice now seem to be in some trouble. There, you know, 2-0. That game lead could have gotten bigger, but instead rolled the 2 ball, and Berger survives his first inning of work.
Regardless of the order of numbers, it counts as 2 outs. Big break there for the Cropdusters. They now head to the top of the 5th, down 2-0. Still really searching to get those bats going.
We got a new pitcher on the bump, I believe.
We sure do.
About as different of a look as you can find. You know, you're going from Kendall Cassidy, the, you know, listed at like 5'8" lefty. Now you got a big,
You have a 6'5", 230 righty in Aiden Von Bars. The freshman just finished his first season of collegiate ball at Pitt Community College. He's from the area, a Fairfax native. And despite the size, he kind of struggled to start off his collegiate career. Posted a 12.05 ERA in 10 appearances. Started 3 games, 1 win, 1 loss. 25 earned runs allowed in 18.2 innings pitched. I mean, or 18 2/3 innings pitched rather. I mean, just Not the start you're looking for. 16 walks, 25 Ks. He's got heat. Fastball topping out at around 95 miles an hour. He's also got a changeup at 85, a slider that hangs around 84, and a curveball that cuts all the way down to 80. And when you're a hitter, when you have to see a 95-mile-per-hour fastball and you're going to a curveball at 80, that's a heck of a difference.
It sure is. But you know, right off, what I'm seeing right away seems pretty over the top. You know, the straight kind of right at you. Definitely velo is there, but it could be, you know, often these guys are all talented. They've seen velo. Often it's not about the velo, it's about the shape. It's about, you know, kind of the way it's coming in, if it's staying in the zone or not. And it seems like maybe it comes in a little bit flat. We'll be able to see. But certainly the velo is nothing to joke about.
He has that little pause he's about to let go. It's a split second. I wonder if Cropdusters base runners, granted higher velocity of a pitch, but whether or not they'll find a way to take advantage of that pause from Von Bars.
Yeah,
he's got the heat though.
Clearly has the heat, but another thing that does strike me, those 16 walks in the 18 2/3, that's just not going to cut it. And of course he knows that. I'm sure he's going to spend this summer trying to cut down on the walks. But, you know, you got the bottom lineup here, Cromartie. And, you know, I'm looking especially at Ahmad Duff, you know. Small strike zone. Interested to see if he can throw strikes to him.
Before you get to Duff, you got to get through Cromartie, who'll take the first pitch outside.
Yeah, and Buckles and Kiefer as well, of course.
Cromartie reached on an error in the bottom of the second, or in the top of the second, rather. He'll sky that one out to the left side, out of play.
Yeah, Cromartie put a decent swing on that. You know, McGulick was not able to come up with it, but definitely a hard hit ball, and part of the reason why McGulick wasn't able to field.
1-1 pitch here to Cromartie. Kick and deal from Von Bars. That one low. Some heat on it, but just below the strike zone. Make it 2-1. That one fouled straight back. Make it 2-2. Nothing but heat coming from the righty on the mound.
But not a bad hack at all there by Cromartie. Did not seem to be, you know, scared or beat by the velo.
No, we see him choking up now, though. 2-strike approach. 2-2 pitch from the windup. That ball low, count worked full.
I believe that's that cutter that you talked about, or maybe a slider, but pretty sharp pitch there, but you know, not a big break.
Likely maybe because of that overhand delivery. The 3-2 pitch. That ball low, Cromartie comes back in the count and draws a walk. Cropdusters have a base runner to open the top of the fifth, and if you remember, Ben, Cromartie was one of the two Cropdusters players that got picked off. Obviously a different man on the mound, but you still have to be wary if you're standing over at first base. That ball skied out to right, base hit. On the run is Cromartie, he's chugging to third. And a quick swing by Buckles puts runners on the corners.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't matter now that he's on third, but for Cromartie, I'm going to say I think he's very happy does not have to face Cassidy, you know, on the base pass anymore. Gets kind of a more classic big righty with a big move.
So runners on the corners after the first pitch swing from Buckles. Luke Kiefer stepping up. He singled early on. It was a hard hit ball down the third base line, but this is the best chance the Cropdusters have had to score. Nobody out. Kiefer watches the heater go by for strike one. This could really change the tide of the game so far.
Yeah, I mean, a perfect start to the inning for the Cropdusters. 2 runners on. You'd love to get Cromartie home soon.
That ball in the dirt.
Under.
Buckles dancing with Dickiera at first. Nice stop by the man behind the dish. Took a second for him to scoop it up. Buckles started flirting with him over at the bag, acting like he was going to go to second. He's at first. Cromartie's at third. It's Kiefer at the plate. That ball just outside, make it 2-1.
Do not think that call was necessarily agreed with on the mound. I think Van Bars wanted that one, but deemed just a little bit outside. Good take there from Kiefer.
Kiefer, that one out to right field. Back at the wall goes Edelman. He'll make the play. Cromartie tags. He'll head home. And the Cropdusters have their first run of the 2025 campaign thanks to a sacrifice fly by Luke Kiefer.
Yeah, great job there. Gets a pitch in the zone, something he knows he can do. He can handle, and just shoots it the other way for an easy sac fly. And Cropdusters not done in this inning. Still only 1 out with a runner on.
And here's Duff. You hinted at it earlier. First pitch swinging over to Group. That's one. Over to first. Duff, the speed. I told you he's not on the team for power. The speed beats out the throw. Force out to second.
I wish we had a timer on that because he zoomed down.
Number 31, Andrew Kell.
You know, for I'd say probably anyone else on that Cropduster lineup, maybe most others in the Ripken League, that's a double play, but just great speed there, able to beat out and force.
And that was a good turn by Rhodes, too. Duff just too fast. So runner on first for Andrew Kell, who steps up to the plate. He'll watch the first pitch strike.
And after seeing that, don't know how Coach Leader cannot put him in motion, especially with a talented Kell up. Get a runner in scoring position for him.
That ball skied right to us. Hard line drive off to the right side.
Yeah, nice location, the outside part of the plate. Kell a little bit late.
0-2 pitch to Kell. Walked his last time up. And, you know, you've got to imagine 2 strikes, 2 outs. Duff's going to go. He does. Throw down to second, not in time. Duff swipes second base, right on cue. Another runner in scoring position for the Cropdusters.
And he creates chaos on the bases. That's already evident. You get him on base, and good things are going to happen.
He did come in as a pinch runner for Alabama this past year. Did score a run, no stolen bases. It's Kell now. And he swings in the dirt. Dickiara throws over to first. 1 run scores for the Cropdusters here in the top of the 5th. Still a 2-1 deficit for Olney as we head to the bottom half of the inning. But the offense starting to click, Ben.
Yeah, you know, I saw some good swings. Good at bat from Cromartie, taking some tough fastballs that are just out of the zone. And then Buckles with a nice swing for the base knock. Like what I saw from Kiefer. Like what I've seen from Kiefer in both at bats. First the base knock and then the sac fly. But yeah, you know, good work there from Van Bars. You finally saw that big curveball drop in there from that big area. Just tough pitch. So much height on that one. Not much you can do with that. It looks like it's going to be in the zone. It stays in the zone for so long and then finally comes out of it.
The sun's beginning to set here from South County High School as Ben Berger trots back to the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, you know, Berger worked out of that jam. Of course, that double play aided him in that. But now he's going to face that tough top of the order. You know, he's a lefty, so that's going to be interesting to see these guys was facing the righty Smith when they had their success. And something to circle. Berger versus Franklin Gomez. Can he throw him enough strikes so he does not allow another free pass for Gomez?
Gomez has been absolutely fantastic at the plate so far. Extremely diligent. He's got to get through Group first to, let's not get it twisted, had an absolute monstrous hack and is a dangerous guy in the leadoff spot. No guy to gloss over when you look towards Gomez. I mean, Grube is right now the reason that South County has a lead thanks to his solo shot earlier on.
Yeah, impressive pop from the leadoff spot.
You know, it's not really something that was expected. You know, I already hinted at it. 4 home runs in 50 games played at the collegiate level. He's one of those guys, rather, that's more contact and diligence as opposed to power. I mean, 40 walks compared to 25 strikeouts. He always puts a bat on the ball. That one carried. He steps in and tries to do it again. This time against Ben Berger. Lefty-lefty matchup. He'll work from the windup. First pitch off speed in there for strike 1.
Yeah, dropped in the slider there. That's a great pitch. You know, just perfectly executed on the outside part of the plate.
0-1, Berger, that one in the dirt. Group lays off of it. It's tied 1 apiece.
Yeah, you know, Group wanted that. Berger not really able to get that make it competitive pitch. You could tell, though, Group early on getting that swing going. Think if Berger was able to locate a little bit better there, not even in the zone, you could have got a swing and miss.
The 1-1 pitch. That one, a heater, that one upstairs as well. 2 balls and a strike. We knew we would see a lot of junk from Berger. He's starting to work in that fastball later in the counts. It's proven to be effective so far, but he's now against South County's elite hitters as he tails a strike in there to make it 2-2. Top of the lineup, though, might be a much more tough challenge.
Yeah, another slider starting in and breaking outside. Wouldn't be surprised if he broke a curveball here after getting all that horizontal movement.
He breaks another slider, and that's a backwards K. Freezes Groove.
I like
And that's 1 out for the Cropdusters. You gotta like what you're seeing right now if you're, Adam Leader, when you look at Ben Berger.
Yeah, you know, of course, saw him last year, but it seems like he's coming back stronger. I mean, this off-speed stuff is snapping really well. And he's throwing enough strikes that he's going to get swing and miss on it. Of course, for someone like this who's often when you're throwing junk, you want to get some swing and miss. You gotta establish the strike zone enough to make sure people still swing. He's doing that so far.
One guy that's not going to swing is the man up right now. It's Gomez. He's watches the first 2 pitches go by for balls. Has a pair of walks so far in 2 plate appearances. Now up 2-0 in this count. Berger kicks and deals. That one upstairs, make it 3-0. And who knows when Franklin Gomez will swing the bat.
And can't blame him. I mean, for whatever reason, he's got like a invisible fence around the strike zone. You just can't throw him a strike.
3-0, Berger kicks and deals. That one in there, make it 3-1. Still a hitter's count, kick and deal. That one outside, 3 balls, or 3 walks rather, on 4 balls for Franklin Gomez. Nobody wants to pitch to him.
Yeah, it's impressive. You know, you can't think that the pace of, getting on, 6 of his first 8 times? On
6 of his first 7.
Wow.
It's been phenomenal. He's been very impressive. I mean, 5 walks in 2 games has got to be, to start a season, has got to be some sort of record somewhere.
Certainly it must be for Gomez, although his on-base percentage is his most impressive feat. He had a 450 last year at Fairleigh Dickinson.
That one inside. Pitch to Nick Frankuzenko. Berger looking to bounce back from the walk. Frankuzenko 1 for 2 tonight. Pick-off move. Gomez slides back safely.
Frankuzenko put a decent swing. That was against Smith in that final inning of work. The ball just didn't really carry as far as maybe it looked like it was initially, and it ended up being a relatively easy fly-out.
Frankuzenko watches that one go upstairs. Natural-born hitter. I mean, he hit .309 this year at Towson. 4 home runs, 22 RBIs. An impressive freshman season for the lefty. Kick and deal. That one right down the middle for strike 1.
Yeah, once again, when he goes to the off-speed is when he finds the zone. It's interesting, but, it's modern baseball. You use what's your best pitch, even if it's not the fastball.
Gomez edging off first base a little bit more. 2 balls and a strike. That one skied out to right center. On the run is Duff. He's there. Gomez retreats back to first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, you saw Frankuzenko's timing just wasn't really on that slider. He had to wait a little bit. When he did swing, didn't really have much power going with him, just kind of throwing his hands at it. So, yeah, impressive job from Berger. Still, so far keeping these hitters off balance, despite not necessarily filling up the zone.
Magulik in now. Gomez still at first, 2 outs. Ball in the dirt, nice block by Richie.
Richie's just throwing his body around. They're doing a really nice job. I mean, just all you can hope for from, you know, the Cropduster backstop.
He's really settled down, had that one pitch that kind of tilted a little bit behind him in the second. Now he's kind of calmed down. He's caught in his rhythm. Threw a guy out earlier. Berger trying to throw one out there with the pickoff move. Not going to get Gomez. One ball, no strikes to Magulik. Swing and a miss on the heater from Berger. That one snuck right past him.
Yeah, late on that one, and you know, you figure that's a case of expecting off speed, and then you know that 82 looks a lot more like 90 when it's partnered with some.
When
really
it's surrounded by
nice
nothing
off-speed
but
pitch,
junk.
Yeah.
1-1 pitch. Gomez leans. Berger tosses that one upstairs. Magulik has a 2-1 count. Doubled his last time up. On a laser out to right center. Swings and misses on that one. Kind of locked his hands up a little bit. Berger getting really crafty on the mound, and he's working these lefty-lefty matchups really well.
Yeah, that's a really nice pitch. Yeah, taking advantage of that left-on-left, throwing that breaker away from the hitters, and it's tough to do anything with it.
2-2. Rolled over down the first base line, foul. Gomez still at first. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Cropdusters trail the Braves 2-1. Berger shakes off Ritchie. That one also fouled down the first base line, a little bit harder hit. Gulick starting to catch a rhythm for Berger.
Yeah, I like what I see there, though. Berger trusting his fastball, shook off the off speed, wanted to go back to his fastball. I like when I see a pitcher, you know, trust their, you know, that number one, even when he has such good off speed.
7th pitch of the at bat in the dirt, gets past Ritchie. Gomez heads to second. He'll hold there, and the count is now full 3-2. It's been a problem so far. Cropdusters letting these guys get away from them, being ahead in the count and then having them battle back. Berger trying to break the streak here with a runner on second, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Ritchie tosses to first. And as the sun has finally set here from South County High School, so has the 5th inning. 2-1 Braves after 5. And that was a big pitch from Berger.
Oh, it certainly was. You know, doesn't have to be in the zone. That is when you got a good break and stuff like he does. It does not have to be a strike, but it can be a tantalizing pitch, especially if it's near the strike zone, especially if it starts in and then breaks down like that one did. Great pitching there. Way to bear down against, you know, the 4-hitter in an impressive lineup. And now, you know, the Cropdusters got one last inning. They got their heart of the lineup up in Henson, Ritchie, and Klein.
It's still Aiden Van Bars on the mound for the Braves. Top of the 6th loading up.
Yeah, we know walks can be an issue for Van Bars. He bared down after that leadoff walk, but something that I'm sure will be in the back of the mind for Dickinson hitters, especially Will Henson, who we've seen already work some tough at-bats. We know he has a nice, you know, kind of veteran approach as it is.
And if I'm the Cropdusters right now, I'm looking at Tony Dickiera behind the dish. All of his throwdowns in warm-ups have been relatively wild. If you get a good jump and there's not a pickoff move that prevents you from going, you might have a good chance at successfully stealing second base. You have to get a base runner on first, and it all starts with Will Henson. 0 for 2 so far, 2 flyouts. First pitch swinging, fastball blows right by him for strike 1. Another fastball coaxes right by the bat of Henson, make it 0-2.
Yes, sticking with the heater.
Having a hard time connecting on the heat. We'll see if it's 3 in a row. It is right past Henson for strike 3. 3 straight heaters, 3 straight strikes, and that's 1 out.
Yeah, impressive pitching there from Van Bars, and total opposite of how we started off prior inning, you know, going right at Henson.
Attacking the zone, and it's attacking the top of the lineup. Cropdusters had something going in the previous inning. Now trying to have to fight back after a real impressive first at bat for Von Bars rather. First pitch to Richie is upstairs. One ball, no strikes. Kick and deal from Von Bars.
Nice pitch.
Thought that could have been either a strike or a swing, but
they're going to count it as the ball, make it 2-0. Kick and deal. That went in there for a strike. Similar spot as the previous pitch. Maybe a little bit of a make-up call.
you know, you'd figure Richie would get the benefit of the doubt, of course, behind the plate today.
He does not. 2 balls and a strike. Richie takes a powerful hack at that one, fouls it straight back. 2-2. Von Bars not taking any time, moving quickly. And Richie lines that one out to center field. Gomez going to take it on 3 hops. And that's another single for Carter Richie.
Yeah, I mean, that's an awesome swing. So, a lot of velo on that pitch. Richie, though, just, you know, short swing, hands to the ball, and meets it.
Facing high velocity. That time he keeps his hands inside, drives it out to center field. Cropdusters have 1 on with 1 out for Roan Klein, who has struck out both times up. Watches that one go for ball 1.
He'll be very happy to, you know, no longer have to be facing Cassidy, who was just so impressive. You know, of course, that lefty-lefty matchup did favor him, but now a chance to see someone new.
Klein watches that one go for strike 1. I'd love to see him change his approach. We saw him taking powerful hacks his first 2 times up. This time, high velocity, might have to level out a little bit. A ball and a strike here to the lefty. Kick and deal from Von Bars. That one outside on the off speed.
I mean, you don't need to take that as big as a hack, you know. That's kind of a cliche, but it's true. I mean, the high velo speaks for itself and does the heavy lifting.
2-1 pitch here. That one in the dirt, gets past Dickiera. Richie heads to second base.
Favorable count here for Klein.
3 balls and a strike, runner on second base. Cropdusters down 1. Big chance here to level this thing up. It all starts with Roan Klein. Richie at second, hefty lead. Klein fouls that one off to the right side. It's full.
Hey, win it. Go 3-0. Yeah, win it. Win it.
He was hitter of the year in high school. Did not see a whole lot of at-bats his freshman year at Utah. Big chance for the lefty. Fouls that one straight back. Count still full, 3-2.
Yeah, it's a nice swing on a tough pitch and on the hands. You know, a little bit behind it, but again, just fouls it off, gets to see another one.
Changing his approach from his first 2 times, shortening up the swing, staying alive to see another pitch. This is the 8th one of the at-bat. Hefty lead by Richie at second base. Klein over to the left side. Picked up, Rhodes. Runner advances, ground out to second base. 2 down. Runner at third for Cade Walter.
Yeah, Walter had a nice swing his last time. line drive to left field on the first pitch, but stayed up enough to get caught.
He'll take that first pitch there for a strike. Heater low around the knees.
We saw Van Bars spike a couple, obviously one that led Richie to go to second. Something to keep an eye on with Richie now at third. Expect a pretty aggressive secondary.
The 0-1 pitch. Walter right to shortstop. Nasty hop off a groove. Walter taking a hefty lead around first. Doesn't matter. Carter Ritchie comes in to score. The game is tied 2-2 off a hard hit ground ball by Cade Walter.
Yeah, ball was hit hard. You know, maybe one that group could have gotten in front of. He went for the backhand. The hop wasn't great, and then, you know, because of it, Cropdusters were able to tie the game.
We're all level 2-2. RJ Cromartie with the chance to add on to the 6th inning for Olney. It's Walter at first. 2 outs, 1 ball, no strikes. Von Bars kicks and deals. That one rolled over to the first base side. Magulik picks it up, takes it himself. So Olney tallies a run off a hard hit ball by Cade Walter. Carter Ritchie coming in to score. We're all even at 2 apiece, heading into the bottom of the 6th. Gotta say, you gotta love, if you're Coach Leader, how these guys have fought back after a really rough start.
Yeah, you know, got down early, but credit to both Smith and then, of course, Ben Berger. Smith keeping them in it, and then Berger throwing up 2 zeros, allowing the Cropdusters time to come back. And they still really haven't put any real hits together, but, you know, you saw Richie get the base knock, take second, and then just kind of run the bases in a way that allowed the score run.
The more impressive at-bats and the more impressive swings have come from the Braves. Obviously, that home run by Groove, that nasty double by Magulik, you know, a lot of quality contact from South County. With that said, all that matters is the number on the scoreboard, and right now it's a brand new ball game with just 3.5 innings left to play.
Yes, exactly, you know. Got a tie ball game. Got a pitcher for the Cropdusters that has looked very confident, trusting his stuff. Look, this will be his last inning, and of course he'd love to go out with a flourish. And then, yeah, you know, we've seen some better swings, some better at bats though by the Cropdusters. The more we get into this game, you know, after this half inning, they'll have Buckles, Kiefer, and Duff. And, you know, Buckles had a nice base knock. Kiefer has a single and a sac fly, and then Duff has, you know, he was able to reach on the fielder's choice and steal a base. So, yeah, you know, positives for the Cropdusters. Although, you know, still waiting for that first extra base hit.
Still waiting for those big hacks is Olney. Also waiting for a big hat is the man due up for South County. Trent Edelman has yet to record a hit this year, has a double play and a strikeout tonight. Yet to record a hit, struck out last night. Chance for him to get his season started. Berger trying to stay calm. The game is tied. Whole lot of narratives. Just super happy to be here.
And it's only day 1, for us at least.
Day 2 for South County. As I mentioned, they beat the Senators yesterday, tallied 11 runs in that victory. Berger's fastball there coaxes by Edelman for strike 1.
I believe they called that one a ball, unfortunately. They said a little bit out. Oof, and that one hit the umpire, so maybe some revenge there, making sure he let him know what he thought of that call.
If I was the umpire, I would have called that first pitch a strike, as you can tell by my assumption that it was one. Regardless, the count is 2-0.
Got a nice sunset behind us, I mean in front of us.
Sun's been gone for about 20 minutes now. Lights are on. Berger kicks and deals that ball to the right side. Nice play. Cromartie throws first off the bag. Got him.
Yeah, nice job by Cromartie.
A diving play by Cromartie. A great throw to Klein, who had to do a little hop step off the bag. Gets his foot down in time. An entertaining first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, 2-0. Berger throws it
Now batting for your Braves,
pitch in
number
the
6,
zone.
Terrence
Certainly had some
Rhodes.
plate on it, but no complaints at all as Edelman's able to ground it out.
Terrence Rhodes now steps in. Rolls it over to the right side. Klein coming in. Corrals steps on the bag. 2 quick outs on the ground for the Cropdusters. Ben Berger really dealing so far.
Yeah, I mean, so far, if the Cropdusters do come back and all the way and win this game, we'll have to thank Berger's efforts keeping an impressive South County Braves team at bay.
It's now Tony Dickiera. Walked his last time up. That one right down the middle for strike 1. Berger is in a flow state.
Yeah, if this was a normal game, he'd be looking at, coach wouldn't even be talking to him. He'd have a couple more innings to go, but, unfortunately, this probably will be his last batter, if not last inning.
0-2 count now. 2 straight strikes from Berger. Unfazed on the mound. Staring into the eyes of Dickiera. Fastball just misses. Elicits some pretty loud reactions from the Cropdusters dugout.
Bench wanted that one.
Still 1-2. That one in the dirt. So 2 straight balls after 2 straight strikes from Berger.
Richie's still making an impressive effort to block that ball with nobody on. Gotta love the the effort shown there.
Speaks to the catcher's ability and his mindset. Berger 2-2. That one lined out to right field on the run is Kell. It'll drop right in front of him for a base hit. Solid piece of contact there by Tony Dickiera leads to a 2-out single.
Yeah, nice hitting there by Dickiera. Despite Berger not necessarily throwing with too much velo, Dickiera still looking to go the other way. Patient approach, able to shoot that ball the other way. Great hitting there, and it sends up Charlier Brakeman, who's 2 for 2.
Brakeman has a single earlier on tonight. Pinch runner in for Dickiera. It's Connor Doherty. As Berger tosses that one in the strike zone for strike number 1.
Yeah, it's a great pitch on the outside part of the plate.
0-1 count, 2 outs to Brinkman. Doherty on first. Berger gets him with the high cheese, make it strike 2. Upstairs fastball.
Yeah, way ahead.
Tickles
He can go wherever he wants with this one.
Tickles Brinkman's fancy too much, make it 0-2, 2 outs. Berger from the stretch. Just outside.
Goes back to the fastball there, speaks to the faith he has in it. And now 1-2 though. Maybe it was also a bit of a setup pitch to go now to a kind of in-breaking off speed.
We shall see the 1-2. Off-speed pitch right there. Fouled off, ricochets off the thigh of Richie. He'll walk it off a little bit. Brinkman taking his time.
It's tough though, he'll, like most catchers, just take hits and don't complain, don't have anything to say about it, just move on and stay down. But some classic, unwritten rules there by both Berger asking for a new ball, umpire, cleaning off the plate, just giving him an extra second is what it's all about.
Berger 1-2 pitch, 2 outs. On the run is Doherty. They'll let him steal second safely as the fastball is just a little too low.
Not a bad pitch whatsoever, just a little bit down there, almost a perfect spot.
Runner on second now for South County. Berger moves quickly. That one in the dirt. Nice block by Ritchie. Off to third is Doherty. Throw down. Cromartie can't apply the tag, but he comes off the bag, and they're going to call him out. Doherty overran third base, and on his back, R.J. Cromartie applies the tag. And it's only fitting after a pair of base running gaffes by the Cropdusters, one catches up to the Braves.
Yeah, you know, Ritchie will take it. It counts as another caught stealing for him. But yeah, you know, just a strange slide there, but works well for Berger, gets out of it, and survives 3 shutout innings. And we're going to see another new
A few score updates around the league. You got the T-Bolt winning 6-0 against the Aces. The Giants and the
Tyler
Senators
Kim
are tied
on the bump now.
1-1.
Another righty, not
And
as
Braves
big of a
are winning
frame,
against Big Train,
but
5-1.
still looking like, yeah, maybe a bit of a more of a junk ball pitcher. Definitely a velo, you know, decrease from what they just saw.
It is Tyler Kim. He's working with a fastball that hangs around 85, a changeup that hangs around 76, a curveball at 75, and a slider around 72. Just wrapped up his freshman year at the New Jersey Institute of Technology, where he posted a 3.38 ERA in 5 outings. Allowed 2 runs, walked 5 batters, struck out 3, allowed 1 home run.
Yeah, not too shabby at all. I mean, obviously relatively small sample size, only 5 in the third, but I mean, he did well with the opportunities given, only 2 earned runs, and of course he wants to, you know, keep that success going into the summer, and then of course into his sophomore year.
Couple changes for South County. It's Doherty at third now instead of Santangelo.
Oh, so yeah, it's a new glove substitute. Next time you go in the game, your first order, I want you to.
Yeah, the game has still been moving pretty quickly. Only, you know, an hour and 40 in through 6 innings, and we approach those final 3 innings. A tie ball game. I mean, exciting baseball. You know, close game. 2 teams that are, you know, still. Would say, you know, that it wouldn't necessarily call it the best played game, but it's been a well played. It's, you know, a lot of excitement and a lot more left to have.
Lot left. Changes for South County. Doherty moves to third. Santangelo moves from third to behind the plate. And leading off so far, or leading off in the top of the 7th, rather, for Olney, is Charlie Buckles. High fly ball, out of play. Near the third base side, 0-1.
Yeah, you know, Buckles had that. He started the game with a fly ball that, you know, to shut off the power he had. That thing was quite high in the air, and then had a base knock second up.
Buckles 1 for 2 tonight. That ball in the strike zone, 0-2.
Nice pitch with a backdoor slider there.
Buckles down 0-2. New look defense for the Braves. Swings and a miss on the heater. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. And it comes on the K of Charlie Buckles.
Plate number 13, Luke Kiefer.
Yeah, nice location on the 0-2 pitch, high in the zone. Tough to lay off, especially for a big guy like him.
Luke Kiefer now steps in, had the sacrifice fly that drove in a run early on. That one low.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Kiefer's eye early on. Just able to kind of see that late break on that and leave it for a ball.
1 ball, no strikes. 2-2 score here in the top of the 7th. That one low. 2 balls, no strikes.
Kiefer in a fastball count here.
Kick and deal by Kim. That ball low, make it 3-0.
Way ahead now is got a chance to table set. Him and Duff love to, little 8-9, move the lineup up, turn it around with some runners on base.
So after 3 straight strikes by Kim, it's been 3 straight balls. He'll come back there with a strike.
Thought that one might have been a little bit up, but maybe that kind of the classic 3-0, strike zone expands a little bit, gets the call.
3 balls and a strike. Kim slows it down. Kick, deal. That one. Also a high called strike. Really painting the upper edge of the zone.
Yeah, I thought that, again, 2 pitches up in the zone, I'll probably be inconsistent about it.
Count is full, 1 away. That one in the dirt. Kiefer draws the walk.
Yeah, I don't necessarily love that pitch call. I mean, you come back with your 2 fastballs after missing on the off-speed pitch twice. Obviously, get to see the confidence in the off-speed pitch, but after consecutive fastballs that Kiefer didn't know what to do with, I think you got to go back to it again.
Amon Duff now steps in.
I'm Duff.
Grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up. Kiefer on first. He'll hold Duff a little droop. And it's corralled at short by Groob as he collides with Doherty. So a little weak pop up there by Duff makes it 2 outs.
Yeah, a lot of first pitch outs for both teams. Early on in the year, people seeing pitches they like and they're swinging. Kelly, yet to show much of the plate. Over 2 with that walk, but
Kel struck out his last time up. First time facing Kim.
He's trying to find that slider. It's pretty evident, but clearly breaking a little bit early, a little bit, out towards righties. A pitch that I'm sure he's trying to get right.
1 ball, no strikes. That one outside, make it 2-0.
Does not want to fall behind 3-0 like he did to Kiefer.
Kiefer is at first base. Lights really working now. We're almost in complete darkness here from South County High School. That one fouled straight back into the night sky. 2 balls and a strike.
It's a nice 2-0 hack. He gets a fastball in the zone. Not afraid to take a rip at it, just unable to do anything with it. Ben Berger, of course, would love the chance to get a win. Would need to be now, as it seems like his day is done.
2-1 pitch upcoming. That one low. 3-1.
Win it, Cal. Win it, Cal.
One of these catcher / outfielders play first base.
Kel has walked earlier on. He's 0 for 2 with that. Ball's on base. On the run is Kiefer. He'll get to walk in there without any throw. Kel draws the balls on base, make it 2 walks for him. And there's 2 on with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th for the Cropdusters. And it's Will Henson who steps up to the dish. He's 0 for 3. Struck out looking his last time up.
Yeah, just in short conversations with Will, I know that he's going to be disappointed in his performance at the plate so far, but he's not going to be, he's not going to be, his confidence is going to still be high. He's still going to be trusting himself, and I think
that one gets away from Kim. Both runners advance. First pitch off speed, Henson takes. Ball gets away from Santangelo behind the dish. Never really had a chance. 2 runners in scoring position now for Henson, and a tie ball game here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, Henson's going to be chomping at the bit for a chance to provide for his team. Clearly someone who, as a team guy, he would love a big hit right here.
Big spot here, 1-0 count. Make it 2-0 for Henson.
He's not going to do too much as well. He's not going to get antsy. He's going to wait for his pitch to come, and if not, he'll take his walk and load the bases for Carter Ritchie, who's arguably been Dickinson's most impressive hitter today with 2 hits.
2-0 count. Kim taking his time. Sets, kicks, deals. Henson takes it, make it 3-0. Kim kicking the dirt, trying to dig himself a little hole.
And another very favorable count for the Cropdusters. Would expect to take, but you never know.
Big chance here for Henson. The 3-0. Low and outside. Bases loaded for the Cropdusters with Carter Ritchie coming up. You mentioned it, Ritchie 2 for 3.
Up next is number 36.
It's Kiefer at third, Kell at second, Henson at first. 2 outs in the top of the 7th, and Kim's going to get a talking to.
Yeah, I mean, Cropdusters have loaded the bases without really having to do much. It's been 3 walks, and it was a strikeout, walk, pop up, and then the first 2 guys in the lineup walked. And Ritchie, you know, he'll be hunting fastball, especially after a mound visit. Wouldn't be surprised if he'll be able to, Kim will be able to get that first pitch strike in, and I don't think that Ritchie's going to be missing it. Often, especially after a mound visit, some balls, some walks. That first one's going to be the best one you're going to see. Excited to see that first pitch and that first pitch decision if it's a strike.
Quick meeting there by the Braves. In steps Carter Ritchie.
Some good speed on the bases, especially at third. You know, we saw Kiefer take off early. Ball in the dirt. Kiefer will be ready to go.
Big spot here for the Cropdusters. Ritchie watches the first pitch go by. It's a heater, strike 1.
Yeah, what I was talking about, you know, expected a first pitch heater in the zone, but Ritchie, you know, he has his approach. He knows what he's doing, of course, and taking a strike, and now he'll go.
0-1 count. Ritchie led his conference was he was at South Mountain Community College in RBIs. Ball gets away.
Go talk to him.
Looks like Santangelo's having a hard time seeing the fastball. It's 2 balls he's just let hit the backstop. Not quite sure what's going on there. Regardless, it's 1-1.
A quick meeting after the mound visit, you know, not usually a good sign for a pitcher.
Looks like some miscommunication between Kim and Santangelo. It was Dickiera behind the dish up until this inning. It's Carter Ritchie at the plate. That ball outside, 2-1.
Yeah, tries to go with that off-speed pitch, that slider. He hasn't really had a great feel of it all inning, and that one also misses. Ritchie, despite taking that first pitch, is back into a favorable count on head 2-1.
Big spot here, as we've said. Ritchie watches that one go. It's 3-1, and now Kim is at risk of walking in the go-ahead run.
Yeah, tough call for Kim there. Maybe just a little bit down. Not a terrible pitch, but Ritchie gets the call. Once again, we talked about, you know, the catcher getting the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that's what we saw right there.
3-1. Ritchie down the left field line and foul. He attacked the fastball on 3-1 in the zone. Just a little bit ahead. Count is now full 3-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
He was ready for the fastball. Maybe got a little too excited, swinging a little bit early and ahead of it. But the merry-go-round will be in motion. 3-2, bases loaded.
Kim composed. That one upstairs. 4 walks by the Cropdusters means a go-ahead run. It's 3-2 here in the top of the 7th. Carter Ritchie draws the walk. In comes Kiefer. It's now Kell at third, Henson at second, Ritchie at first. Base is still loaded for Roan Klein.
So now Cropdusters have taken the lead thanks to 4 walks.
The bats don't need to click if this happens. Klein, first pitch swinging that one straight back. 0-1.
Yeah, great chance here for Klein, who's 0 for 3 on the day, to break it all open with 1 swing and reverse his outcome of the day.
This is not how I had opening day going on my bingo card. A go-ahead run in the 7th, courtesy of 4 walks. Chance here to extend the lead. Klein watches that one go in the dirt. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Kim tried to drop the off-speed pitch there. Just not much to speak of on that one.
Klein fouls that one straight back once more.
An aggressive hack there by Klein.
He's been attacking all day. Hasn't really yielded a whole lot of results. 2 strikeouts and a ground out to second. 0 for 3. Down 1-2 in this count. Kim. Deep breath. Fires. Hard hit ground ball. Base hit! 1 run scores. In comes Henson. He will score standing up. And the Cropdusters have extended their lead. It's 5-2.
Yeah, Kim went for the slider there. He finally got it in the zone, but just a lot of plate, not necessarily the sharpest break. And Klein was all over it. And a 2-run single there. And now the Cropdusters have scored 5 unanswered runs to take a 5-2 lead.
Still plenty of time, but you've got to be happy if you're coach leader. That's a big spot for Klein's first base hit since he went to college. That ball fouled off to the left side, out of play. It's Cade Walter up. Singled his last time up. 2 runners on. It's Klein at first. Richie at second.
And now Ben Berger is in line for the win with Egan Lowry getting ready to come in and hopefully get that 3-inning save.
That ball upstairs. Walter watches that one go. It's 1-1. 3 runs with 2 outs for the Cropdusters. Heck of a rally. Can still continue the onslaught here with Walter. That ball skied out to right field into the night sky. He's having a hard time locating his Edelman. It's going to fall. 1 run scores. Klein coming around. Walter all the way to third. He's safe. He's going to head home. Play at the plate. And he's out. Nearly a Little League home run. The ball got away from Edelman and right. Quick relay in, bounced away from Doherty at third. Quick throw home, got him. But that's 2 more runs for the Cropdusters, make it 7-2. A 5-run rally in the top of the second. And this game has really broken wide open.
All with 2 outs. And how about that from the Cropdusters? Down to nothing, they get 1 back in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and then 5 in the 7th. And just like that, down to the first 6 innings, now they have a 5-run lead. So quite the turnaround for Cropdusters.
An onslaught of an inning, and you hinted at it, no more Ben Berger for the Cropdusters. I wonder how the scorekeepers will rule that rip from Walter. I mean, you've got to consider that a triple. It's not his fault the ball couldn't be located. And Egan Lowry is now on the mound.
Yeah.
He's got that weird sidearm delivery.
Lowry is one of the guys that I circled when I began doing my research, and just because you look, Alabama is where he started. High school, mostly a catcher. His pop time really impressive, and his velo at the catching position is very good. So somewhere down the road, they realized, let's try you out as a pitcher, but he doesn't really have any stats collegiately as a pitcher, so not really sure what I'm going to see, except he's got clearly has a rocket arm, and I want to see, kind of, even though he does have that bit of a funky motion, it's still kind of very short over the top the way a catcher would throw. So yeah, I'm excited to see what Lowry has to offer.
You hinted at that velocity fastball hanging anywhere from 88 to 90 miles an hour. He's got a two-seam as well. Maxes out around 85. Also has a change-up to pair with the arsenal. Sophomore from Alabama. Has not appeared in a college game. So you're not the only one that doesn't know a lot about the righty.
He can really go down on his motion. He's kind of submarine-esque. You don't see that a lot these days. But his body, his body more than his arm really is what really is doing that movement. His body gets quite low.
Lowry will open things up. First pitch fastball right in there.
So yeah,
Gonna be called low, however.
Brinkman in the middle of the at-bat when the whole caught stealing debacle at third. So still 2 for 2 on the deck.
That ball low. 2-0 count. It's Brinkman at the plate for South County. That one low, make it 3-0. Lowry having a hard time locating.
Yeah, you know, obviously do not want the walks to be what ends up being the issue, but right there starts off with 4 balls.
It's the issue there. 4 straight balls from Lowry gives Brinkman first base.
Yeah, you know, it seems like you can't really escape it. But starting as a kid, it's just the walks can never really seem to phase out of a game. Obviously, getting to major leagues is one thing, but it's just, yeah, you know, these pitchers are tooling with stuff, and strikes are always going to be kind of the name of the game, no matter how, you know, what level you're at.
Lowry looking for that first strike. It's Ryan Santangelo up, make it 5 straight balls for Lowry, really struggling to locate. Brinkman at first. Santangelo has not reached base tonight. That one upstairs. 6 balls, no strikes for Egan Lowry.
Yeah, not the way he wanted this outing to start.
When you're facing a guy in Santangelo who's struggled at the plate as of late, had 21 at-bats this year at Bryant, only recorded 2 hits. That's a sub-1 batting average. Obviously looking to improve on those numbers, but if you're Lowry, guy in the 9 slot, this is a big chance to record it out. He's thrown 6 straight balls. There's a strike on the fastball. Finally locates. Nobody out with Brinkman at first. Cropdusters lead by 5. Off goes Brinkman. Quick throw by Richie. Not in time.
Yeah, Brinkman definitely timing up Lowry there, made part of that. Lowry, you know, maybe a little more inexperienced in holding runners on, because he's kind of was creeping, clearly getting ready to go, and then went, and just too good of a jump for Richie to do anything with.
Lowry not really checking. Now we'll check Brinkman over at second. 3-1 pitch. That one upstairs, make it 4 balls. Gets away from Richie temporarily. Lowry 2 straight walks to start his afternoon.
And now he flips the lineup over for Grubbs, who of course has that home run. He did strike out looking on an impressive off-speed pitch from Berger last night.
You know it's a 5-run lead, but you can't help but think that it's a little bit tighter.
Yeah, it gets dicey. We saw the way that the Braves scored their runs.
It's Grube up at the plate. He'll watch the first pitch strike. He's 1 for 3 with a solo shot. That came in the 3rd inning. That one low. Lowry really struggling to deliver from that sidearm funky release.
I'm sure that Coach Leader wants him to figure it out, wants him to get going, but at the end of the day, you know, they're up 5-5. They don't want this game to, you know, to get any closer.
1-1 pitch finds the zone.
Drops the off-speed pitch there. Nice to see that. Kind of spins it in there on the outside part of the plate for a strike.
First time we really saw the change up. It's 1-2. That one found back by Group. Group's lone hit this year is that home run.
Yeah.
He's been up to the plate 7 times. Rolled over down the right side, foul.
Hands.
Still 1-2, nobody out.
Yeah,
It's Brinkman at second, Santangelo at first.
seems like he might have found a bit of a rhythm here. Pounding the zone these last couple of pitches. Using his fastball, but also he's shown that he has that off-speed pitch to use. Wouldn't mind if he threw it here.
The 1-2. Upstairs and a ball.
Goes back to the heater, but not a bad location at all. Throws it high, makes group think about that high fastball, chance to maybe break it down or try to freeze him on a fastball again.
2-2 pitch, fastball just misses, count full again. Lowry at risk of walking 3 straight Braves.
And we know that on-deck batter is not going to make it any easier for him.
Franklin Gomez, he's walked 3 times tonight. 3-2. That one low and outside, bases loaded for Franklin Gomez.
Yeah, just frustrating.
And Lowry will get a visit from assistant coach Mike Evans.
Yeah, we saw what happened in the last inning. Kim not able to throw strikes led to the Cropdusters throwing 5. They were in a good spot there now, had the 5-run lead, 9 outs to get. Lowry comes in and is unable to do much of this in terms of throwing strikes, but
They're calling for a trainer.
Yeah, I was going to say, second in the picture.
Something's going on with Luke Kiefer.
chance to bear down now. No damage done yet, but the South County Braves are certainly, knocking up on the door of this new Cropduster lead.
3 walks. Franklin Jr. up.
Looks like he's
Does he take a fucking
blowing his nose.
Hey, sometimes you need it.
No idea what's going on with Kiefer. He'll trot back to second base.
So bases loaded, no outs, and someone who will not go out of the strike zone. That's been made abundantly clear already.
You're going to have to pitch to him. It's Franklin Gomez. That one blows right past him for strike 1.
How about the first pitch swinging from Gomez?
First pitch swinging, first pitch heat. That might have been the fastest pitch we've seen all night. 0-1. That one low. Bases loaded, nobody out for the Braves. They're down 5. It's Brinkman at third, Santangelo at second, Grube at first. Gomez at the plate, the 2-hitter. That one in the zone for strike 2. Off-speed pitch froze Gomez.
Yeah, way ahead now. You see Cropdusters infield playing back, of course, would trade a run for a double play in particular, but, at this point, force anywhere, do what you can to get an out.
That ball in the dirt. Lowry let Group go in the previous at-bat after being up in the count. It's now 2-2 to Gomez. You really can't let it happen again, or else you walk in a run and you bring the time run to the plate.
Yeah, just cannot speak highly enough of Richie. Another incredible block on a pitch that landed well in front of the strike zone.
The 2-2, skied out to right field. On the run is Kell. Found the ball, fires into second. 1 run scores. Santangelo advances to third as Brinkman comes in from third. It's now 7-3 Cropdusters. Runners on the corners, 1 away.
So Gomez continues to be a successful hitter without necessarily needing any hits. Average stays at 0, but again, a productive at bat.
Now stepping up to the plate. Number
Much
30,
needed.
Frank
4-run game. Runner goes, throw down high. Henson corrals.
So Group breaking up, making sure no double play here. So ground ball will get a run in, especially if it's in the middle. No chance for double play. But of course,
that ball gets away from Richie. Just hit his glove.
Richie's made all the hard plays. Can't make the easy one. You never know.
Come on. Good effort, good effort, good effort.
Yeah, not the guy you want to walk here. You put him on, you get the time run to bat.
2 balls, no strikes. Probably would have been a strike had Richie caught it. That ball skied high.
Get out.
Straight back to us near the first base side.
Yeah, a bit of a gift there. Thing, that pitch is probably out of the zone on 2-0. Understand, Frankensenzo high in the order he wants to swing, but Lowry won't have any complaints with that.
Not at all. 2 balls and a strike. 2 men in scoring position. Off-speed pitch. Gets away from Richie. In comes Santangelo.
Yeah, not quite sure what to make of that. Maybe they're on with a runner on second base. They're doing multiple signs and someone got crossed up. But yeah, that one seemed to be a decent pitch. Another situation where if he catches that, I think that could have been a strike.
Wouldn't have been a run, I'll tell you that. It's now 7-4 Cropdusters. Lowry has recorded just 1 out and has allowed 2 earned runs. Runner on third in Groove. Frank Guzenko at the plate in a 3-1 count. And he'll walk. Tying run at the plate in Charlie Magulik, who nearly hit 1 out early on, bounced off the fence for a double. Big spot here for both teams.
Charlie.
And it looks like Lowry's night is done. Adam Leader trots out to the mound.
Yeah, not the night that Lowry was hoping for. He'll get more chances, but just tonight not really able to pound the zone. And yeah, simple as that for a relief pitcher coming into the game. Throwing strikes is that first. It's the first and most important thing, and just was not able to do so.
Sean Rosemond will come in. A forgettable first outing for Egan Lowry. Records just 1 out, allows 2 runs.
Yeah, so for Rosemond, Salisbury product, really impressive numbers in 2023 in limited sample size. Good stuff. 2024 even better, 2.37 in 21 appearances, but this did not have the same luck in 2025. So, this summer maybe a bit of like a get right situation for him, get back to his best, and figure out what led to the success.
That success in 2024 earned him a second-team All-Conference honor. He was tied for 5th in the conference for wins at Salisbury that year. He had 6. He was 6-1. This past year, like you said, a little more rocky. An ERA north of 7. 2 wins, 1 loss, but opponents were hitting the ball better off him. 3 home runs allowed compared to 1 just the year before. Overall opponent average was down, but better barrel contact usually leads to more runs. That's what happened to Rosemond this year. Big spot for him. Tall lefty out of Ocean City, Maryland. Stands 6'2", weighing in about 200 pounds.
Yeah, you know, we saw one lefty already, Ben Berger, have a lot of success against this lineup. Of course, very different guys, with Roseman being more over the top, some more velo, less, but, you know, maybe the left is a success. But yeah, I like what I'm seeing from this fastball. I mean, he's going to be going right at these guys. Big, tall, you know, listed at 200, it says 6'2", 200. Wouldn't be surprised if he's weighed in a little bit more. And
Roseman working with a fastball, changeup, curveball. Tough spot for him to come into. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Charlie Magulik. Lefty-lefty matchup is the advantage. Fastball upstairs, 1-0. Hard to miss upstairs to Magulik, who stands 6'4". Roseman finds a way. That one in the dirt. Nice block by Richie. It's Groove at third, Frank Uzanko at first.
And yeah, this same issue coming in, misses up one, and then you know maybe tries to make an adjustment, over adjust, and misses in the dirt.
2 out. That one skied high towards the left side. Cromartie under it. Finds it, catches that one. Missed one of those earlier in the game. That time it's no problem, and it's 2 outs.
Yeah, big out there against a dangerous power threat. And, you know, yes, holding on to that 3-run lead now.
Probably a sigh of relief here from the Cropdusters. Now you have a little bit of wiggle room. You can get the ground ball and not relinquish a run. It's Edelman at the plate. He'll watch the fastball tail inside for ball 1.
Yeah, not much to speak of for Edelman at the plate so far. 3 ground outs, all to the left side.
We're still in the bottom of the 7th. Nice pitch by Roseman. Changeup confuses Edelman.
Yeah, you can see way ahead of that one. First off-speed pitch that we've seen from him, and it certainly did its job.
That one in there again, strike 2, throw down to second. Gonna go home, wild throw, run scores.
Yeah, you know, that's just...
An aggressive base running tactic by the Braves pays off. Frank Uzanko takes off for second, throw down by Richie, group darts home. It's now 7-5.
Yeah, I mean, some classic confusion there, you know. Frank Uzanko broke a little bit late, no one covering second, throw it on anyway, and then easily running.
Doesn't matter there as Richie catches the 3rd strike off the hand of Roseman. It was interesting on that steal. Richie was kind of moving to his right like almost a quarterback and throwing on the run. Confusing play all around. You almost wonder if you pocket that and wait for the ensuing strikeout.
Yeah, I think regardless, you know, in the benefit to pocket that, especially with no one really covering and pretty solid jump. Just kind of, yeah, it's a little bit chaotic. Maybe, you know, it's one of those things when it's a team, they're just still getting together. Haven't really discussed a lot of first and third plays. They just didn't really know, you know, what the game plan is on that, and leads to that, you know, unfortunate play for the Cropdusters. Another new arm here for South County Braves.
It's Nate Dudek, the junior from Fairleigh Dickinson. Played yesterday in the field as a first baseman and a right-handed pitcher. Recorded a hit and an RBI. Took 2 balls to the body to reach base safely. Also swiped a bag. But he's not hitting tonight. He's pitching. Did not pitch this past year at Fairleigh Dickinson. Did pitch in 2024, and to put it lightly, it was relatively forgettable, Ben. 16.20 ERA in just 2 appearances. Pitched 2 innings, allowed 3 runs, walked 4, struck out 2.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that ERA is quite inflated given the fact it was just 1 2/3 innings, but Yeah, you know, he did not find success in those 2 appearances. Walked 4 in 1 2/3, and I guess that coaches realize, you know, you're a good hitter. You know, so let's just, you know, leave it to that. And yeah, he had a great year hitting-wise. An OPS above 900 in that 2024 season. Not as great 2025, but clearly he's got the tools to be the hitter. The pitching is what he'll spend the summer trying to, you know, improve on.
Big spot for him, trying to keep this lead for the Cropdusters at 2. RJ Cromartie trying to say something different about that.
Yeah, Cromartie's been a bit of a spark plug for Dickinson. Last time around, he reached base, no, 2 times ago, excuse me. He reached base, lead off walk, and ended up scoring.
For the Cropdusters, number 33, RJ Cromartie.
This will be his 4th at bat. Still no hits for him tonight.
Righty-lefty matchup favors Cromartie. We're in the 8th inning. That ball upstairs. Cromartie wisely takes.
Yeah, Cromartie's, early on, he's shown he's not going to chase, especially out of the zone. Yeah, he's not, especially high out of the zone.
Clock is still running. He says as Dudek steps off the mound, going to have to release this quickly. He does. That one in the zone for strike 1.
Nice breaker there. Just kind of snaps it in there over the zone.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Come on, Jake.
Fouls that one straight back, make it 1-2. Cromartie yet to record a hit, walked early on, as you said, Ben, but 1-2 count. Fastball just misses. Count level 2-2.
Another guy for this South County Braves team that has a very solid velo. I mean, 6'4", big frame.
Real impressive physical attributes, and that one uses the velo to blow right past Cromartie.
I honestly don't think it was in the transfer. I think he might have dropped it. I mean, you saw the catcher went to tag him after. He fouled it off, and he's got to be able to squeeze that.
If you couldn't tell what was going on, Cromartie foul tipped that one into the glove of Santangelo. And it looked like it popped out, and with the foul tip, it shouldn't have been a called 3rd strike. Umpire says it was on the transfer. Cromartie gets hung up on strikes. Up next steps Charlie Buckles. He struck out his last time up.
He started off the first pitch curveball.
Goes off speed again for strike 2.
Yeah, a bit sharper than the slider, a bit more velo on it. Made Buckles, you know, not look great on that. Quickly ahead 0-2. So far, just attacking the zone.
First time Buckles really seen college pitching. Rising freshman at Florida State, fouls off the off speed. Getting nothing but junk to the FSU commit. Don't usually see a whole lot of rising freshmen participating in the Cal Ripken League. This is a special case with Buckles. He's already recorded a base hit. Watches that one go low. First fastball he sees. It's 1-2.
Yeah, it speaks to the talent, but also, you know, his confidence and his ability to, you know, to say, okay, you know, I'm okay with playing against guys that might have more experience and might even, you know, have more stuff than me, but
doesn't have more stuff there. That ball's driven out to left center. One hop over the wall for Buckles. It's a ground rule double.
It's a very impressive hitter right here, you know. No college games yet, and he's looking very confident against college pitching.
A monster rip. Definitely looked composed there. A few feet short of a home run. That one just bouncing over the wall. Runner on second, 1 out. Great piece of hitting from the rising freshman. And now Luke Kiefer, who got that 7th inning started with a walk, steps up to the dish. Watches that one go. It's 1-0. Kiefer is 1 for 1. Single in the first, had a sacrifice fly that led to an RBI and then a walk. Pretty solid night at the plate so far for the UMD product. That ball low and outside, make it 2-0.
Yeah, you know, started this inning pounding the zone, but after that double, maybe a little bit less likely to fill up that zone.
Dudek having to work through adversity. 2-0. Right down Broadway for strike 1.
Nice pitch there, you know. Kiefer, a bit of a patient approach we see. He likes to take pitches. He's not going to expand his zone.
2 balls and a strike. That ball right past Kiefer. Velocity really kicking up here for Dudek. It's 2-2.
Yeah, way late on that. You know, if I see that one, no way I'm going an off-speed pitch. I'm not giving him that opportunity. I'd throw it right again.
2-2. That one in there for strike 3. Froze him. And Kiefer is retired. In steps Amon Duff.
Stepping up to the plate, number 1, Ahmed Duff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it speaks volumes to what Buckles was able to do, because that's an impressive hitter in Kiefer, and he just was not able to handle that velocity. But Buckles, on the other hand, just able to go the other way with it and drill a double.
Duff watches that one go upstairs, ball 1. 2 outs, Buckles on second. Cropdusters leading 7-5 here in the top of the 8th. Dudek will step off, check on Buckles.
Yeah, get him thinking, Chuck. Take your base, Dylan. Wisely.
1 ball, no strikes to Duff. Fouls that one straight through his legs. The ball and a strike to number 1 for the Cropdusters.
Yeah, Ahmad holds his bat straight up. There's been a lot of talk of that because of Otani doing that, and that's kind of this new thing. Interesting, as something I'm going to have to ask him in the future, because you don't see that a lot, just straight up kind of around his face.
Keeps the hands moving though. He'll do a quick little load, brings the hands back, swings and misses. You have to wonder if that motion to swing those hands back makes it hard to catch up on that velo, especially when you're talking about a guy like Dudek who's reaching 90 plus.
Yeah, Duff kind of expanding his zone there a little bit up, but that, you know, that high heat, you know, it's tails all this time, tough pitch to lay off.
1-2 pitch. That ball high. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-run lead for the Cropdusters here in the top of the 8th. Nice little series of alliteration as Ahmad Duff watches that one go. Hunt up, right down the pipeline. 2 straight backwards Ks for the Cropdusters. Strands Charlie Buckles. It's still a 2-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th. 7 Cropdusters here in Olney's 2025 season opener.
Sean Rosman runs out to the mound. He's got 2 more innings. He's got to get through no matter what the Cropdusters do at the plate. Yeah, you know, he did an impressive job going into the jam. Unfortunately, got that extra run score due to that kind of first and third issue. But yeah, he pounded the zone. That's exactly what they needed.
6 outs away from a perfect start to the season.
getting ready here. Just a narrow 2-run lead. They got that runner on second, but not able to do anything with it.
Not at all. It's Roseman back on the mound. Not taking any time. First pitch fastball right past the bat.
Yeah, look
Doherty.
Roseman just attacking with a fastball going right at hitters.
That ball in there for strike 2.
Yeah, like what a really impressive pitch. Just kind of straight over the top, no nonsense, just getting the sign, chucking the fastball.
0-2 pitch, fastball right past him. Make it 3. Straight strikes to start the bottom of the 8th. Roseman has come in from the bullpen, unexpected outing, and he's shown out so far. Roseman not taking any time. Heater blows right by him. It's now Doherty up at the dish. Rising freshman going to Delaware. Played at Robinson High School.
Velo was a little bit too much for him on that one.
Loads up quicker there, but it's low. We'll take it, 1-1. Braves doing the tomahawk chop in the bullpen. Need a rally here to come back. Velo too much again for Doherty. It's strike 2.
Yeah, you know, Roseman pitching the way he is, it's going to be tough to mount a comeback. His fastball has just been too much, especially for, for a guy like Doherty's going to be a freshman. This is a lot of velo for him.
That one looked a little low. Great flame by Ritchie. 2 straight Ks for Roseman to start the 8th.
Stepping up to the plate is number 20, Charlie Brinkman.
And up next is Charlie Brinkman. That one upstairs.
Yeah,
Roseman says an expletive as he releases that pitch. Clearly frustrated.
4 up, 4 down with 3 straight strikeouts. I mean, he's just everything that they've needed.
That one upstairs again. Roseman losing a little bit of control. Brinkman has recorded a hit tonight. Cropdusters have not had a 1-2-3 inning this evening. That fastball right past the bat of Brinkman.
Yeah,
Strike 1.
Brinkman's got on base all 3 times today. He's 2 walks in that, 2 hits and a walk. He's had an impressive day, but Roseman is given something that we haven't really seen.
Fastball really kicking. It's past Brinkman again for strike 2. It's nothing but the heater from the lefty on the mound.
Yeah, and why not? I mean, right now there's no answer for it.
2-2 pitch. 2 outs. Kick. Deal. Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. And the Cropdusters keep the 2-run lead headed into the 9th. A fantastic 8th inning from Sean Roseman. 3 up, 3 down, all on 3 strikes. A phenomenal inning. Cropdusters 3 outs away from a 1-0 start here in 2025.
And it could not be any easier for Roseman that inning. Just pounding that fastball, trusting his stuff, and just no answer at all. Not even really able to foul off that pitch.
A real impressive inning from Roseman. Berger and Roseman, 2 lefties, have really come in and shut down this Braves offense that was clicking earlier against Lowry, excuse me,
We're going to see another
and against Smith.
9th inning, just trying to put a 0 up, and South County Braves will send up another righty.
It's Tyler Kelly for the Braves. Just wrapped up his freshman year at William & Mary, working with a fastball curveball combo, fastball around 90 miles an hour, curveball around 80. Freshman year at William & Mary, 22 appearances, 8.37 ERA rather, 2 saves and 33 1/3 innings pitched. Gave up 37 hits, allowed 31 runs, 28 walks to 34 strikeouts. So he's got that ratio down, but a lot of hanging curveballs led to 8 home runs by opposing batters. Overall, hitters just hit 278 against him. But when they get a hold of one, it goes relatively far.
Yeah, he's got a pretty explosive windup. Just a lot of leg movement and just basically his whole body, getting some solid velo when he does throw that fastball.
Curveball has a decent outside cut. Kelly trying to keep it a 2-run game as we approach the beginning of the 9th inning. It'll be the top of the order for the Cropdusters.
Yeah, top of the order played a key role in their rally, of course. You know, none of them really needed to do too much, especially the top 3. With Kel, Henson, and Richie all walking. Richie, of course, had an RBI walk to take the lead. Then it was Klein and then Walter with those big RBI knocks to extend the lead. Kel's reached base twice, both on walks. You know, always a good sign when it's you get into your 5th at bat and still no outs in the 9th.
We are back at the top of the order. Number 31, Andrew Kell.
Oh, Kell!
Andrew Kell, 2 walks tonight. First batter that Tyler Kelly will face. Fastball right down the middle, strike 1. Just hearing that glove snap on a high velo fastball like that is such a beautiful sound. It's great to be back.
Oh, it's so great to be back and watching some good baseball.
0-1 pitch. Fastball upstairs. Count level 1-1. Change up.
I think everyone's expecting another heater after the impressive velo showed on the first 2, but goes to the off-speed there, and yeah, no chance that Kell was going to be looking for that.
Kell doesn't strike out too often. Walk to K ratio very good. That one freezes him, strike 3.
I was not ready for that off-speed back-to-back times, and just buckled him there.
That one cuts right into the zone. Kell is retired, 1 out here in the top of the 9th, and in steps Will Henson. Walked his last time up.
Henson's played a nice shortstop today. You have to, do much to the plate. Had that key walk and scored a run in the 7th inning rally.
Fastball low. No called strike. 1 ball. And no strikes with 1 away.
Even on his takes, it's clear Henson really timing up the pitch. Gets the whole body going.
Sees another heater that way. Takes it, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Kelly lifts the leg, goes off speed, in there for strike number 1.
A little shake of the head from Henson, respecting that off-speed pitch, but maybe also, now has a feel for it if he gets it again.
Crafty move by the righty. Working from the stretch, even with nobody on. Violent leg lift that time. The heater tails inside. 3 balls and a strike. Henson, hitter's count, walked his last time up. Three and 1. Off speed, that time, misses the zone. Henson will take first base for the second straight at bat.
Yeah, sets up Richie, who's reached base 3 times, including 2 hits in that. But his most important time reaching base was, of course, that RBI base walk.
He's arguably been the Cropdusters' best offensive player tonight. Looking to add to a stupendous evening. Runner on first, 1 out to Richie. That ball looped out to left, foul, over the Braves bullpen.
Another time where Richie, on time or even early on a high velo fastball, so clearly velocity not an issue for him. We saw that as well when he smacked that fastball up the middle and for his second hit of the game.
Oh, Rich.
No balls and a strike. Hefty lead by Henson at first. He goes. Throw down to second. Not in time. Henson slides in safely at first. Good jump by the rising 5th-year senior.
Yeah, you know, kind of timing up the pitcher there, getting a good read of that leg kick, and then able to steal on him.
A ball and a strike now to Richie. Runner in scoring position, 1 out. A chance to extend the lead. That one gets away from the catcher, and Henson will advance to third base.
Yeah, so, you know, just in 2 pitches, you see how important a walk can be. Gets you from first to third.
Chance for Richie to help extend this Cropdusters lead. It's 7-5.
Yeah, it's classic. Seems like walks always end up running you, and he got Henson all the way to third after that walk, and now he's got to throw Richie a strike, and he's looked very confident to plate all day.
2-1 count. That ball skied towards the first base side. Out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Do not want to make it a 3-run game.
Big pitch here. All speed, flown out to right. Back at the wall is Edelman. He makes the play. Tagging is Henson.
Yeah, it's a great piece there. Takes that off-speed pitch the other way and drives home a big 3rd run.
Helps extend the Cropdusters lead. It's now 8-5. Drove Edelman all the way back to the warning track.
Stepping up to the bat. Next is number 30, Rowan Klein.
Didn't even look like he got all of it. The fact that it carried that far just shows you how powerful he is. It's now Rowan Klein's turn at the plate. Had a 2-run single his last time up. Swing and a miss on the heater.
Kind of an angry pitch there from Kelly. Saw the reaction there. Just kind of reared back and chucked it.
Let it all work out. Come around.
Kick and deal. That one outside.
Go, Rome.
2-1. That one towards the feet of the lefty. Things have quieted down here in Northern Virginia. It's pitch black. Still warm outside, slight breeze. With just 4 outs left in this one as Klein fouls that one straight back.
That's a good swing. You met that right on time, but just fouls it back.
It's a 3-2 count. 2 outs. Walter waiting in the on-deck circle. That ball outside, and Klein draws the walk. A solid at-bat.
Yeah, the walk's continuing to pile up here.
Stepping up to the plate, number 6, Cade Walter.
Struggles finding that strike zone.
Cade Walter now steps in with a runner on first. Kelly's fastball really working, just having a hard time finishing these at-bats. Gets off on the right foot there. First pitch strike.
Some serious velocity tonight. These guys are, of course, it's impressive how these guys are able to compete with it. But yeah, the pitchers, seems like we're seeing it with the Cropdusters. If you can throw strikes to that fastball, you're going to have success. We're seeing now, but that's the name of the game, throwing strikes.
Neither side's arms are holding back as another fastball coats the zone. It's 0-2 to Walter.
But yeah, it's impressive velo, and they're at mercy of the strike zone.
That ball upstairs. One ball and 2 strikes. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Klein. Gun down. Not even close. An absolute laser from the Braves. Ends the inning. Down 3 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Cropdusters lead 8-5. Just 3 outs away from their first victory of 2025.
Yeah, it seems pretty clear if the big lefty can do what he's been doing these first 2 innings, then it's gonna be ball game. But he's coming off super impressive. He came into the game, got the pop out to the third baseman, got the strikeout, and then struck out the side. It's gonna be 9 in the top of the order, but yeah, he's coming at these guys from the high arm angle. That fastball staying up in the zone, staying high in the zone. It's tough to do much with it.
4 strikeouts consecutively for Roseman. He's been absolutely dealing an impressive 8th inning, hoping to carry it over into the 9th.
We'll see if they can make an adjustment on Roseman's stuff. But it's still going to be the first time around for all these guys. Unless they get 2 runners on, it'll be everyone's first time facing him. And so far, it's for the guys facing him the first time, they've not been able to make an adjustment.
Stepping up to the plate for your Braves, number 28, Ryan Santangelo.
So Santangelo will step in. Walked his last time up. Beginning things here in the bottom of the 9th. Has the advantage righty-lefty. Roseman not taking any time. Kick, deal, fastball, upstairs, ball 1. Two straight balls for Roseman to start this inning. No arms moving in the Dusters bullpen. Roseman fires right back with a strike.
Yeah, Coach Leader putting his confidence in Roseman, and I understand why. I mean, he's been dominant throwing strikes, and he's earned this right to finish the game out.
2-1. Fastball just paints the lower edge of the zone. 2-2. Right at the knees of Santangelo.
I mean, right now it seems like either it's going to be a ball or it's going to be a strike three. Simple as that. I mean, they just have not had an answer for him in these 2 innings. If he's throwing a strike, he's going to be succeeding.
That one right to Henson. Hard hit ball, tossed to first, got him. 1 away.
So we have reached 6 up, 6 down. Now
Stepping up to the plate, number 18, Sam Groove.
yeah, importantly, 3-run game. That insurance run, you know. So
Coach
need
is
2
trying.
base runners, yeah.
Coach is trying to get Will Henson to talk as the top of the order comes. It's Ryan Grube, or Sam Grube rather. Watches the first pitch strike. 0-1 count. That one upstairs. Level 1-1, 1 out. As we've said, Grube homered early on. Fastball outside, make it 2-1. Franklin Gomez is on deck. He has not been retired. Had a sacrifice fly. It's the closest thing he's had to a failed at bat. Has 3 walks on the evening as well. Grube trying to start a rally. Braves need it. Final breaths. Cropdusters 2 outs away. 2-2 count. Make it 1 out away. Drop third strike. Toss over to first. 5 strikeouts for Roseman.
Yeah, I mean, talk about dominant. This has just been a clinic in just trusting his fastball and pounding the zone with it.
Call him a surgeon the way he's dicing up the Braves lineup. That fastball upstairs. Roseman trying to continue to carve through South County. He has 1 more out. Gomez watches that one go, strike 1. Taking his time. Roseman collects, deals. Strike 2.
No, not even. They throw that fastball down in the zone after back-to-back high fastballs. Tough to do anything with that.
1 pitch away. Clap starting for the Cropdusters. Ball low in the dirt. South County lives to see at least 1 more.
I mean, no matter what, Coach Leader and his whole team knows they have a weapon in Roseman.
They've definitely learned that. 2-2. Fouled straight back. Gomez not making it easy on the lefty. Sixth pitch of the bat incoming. 2-2. 2 outs. Just outside on the changeup. Gomez not making it easy.
He wanted that one.
That one upstairs. Gomez walks, no surprise at all. Make that 4 walks on the evening for Gomez.
The guy just refuses to have an at-bat. Only plate appearances for him. He's going to have the biggest discrepancy in plate appearances versus at-bats this year.
Nick Frankuzenko up.
She asked me if I started.
Fastball upstairs. Tyne run is on deck, and Charlie Magulik. Obviously, Frankuzenko has to get on first. It's Gomez at first. 1-0 count.
We're just living. I hear you.
That one just misses low. 2-0.
Sounds like Rich didn't even have to move his glove on that one, but did not get the call.
Zone has been a little inconsistent down low. Gomez takes off. Throw by Ritchie down to second, way too high. It heads into center field. Duff charging in. He'll scoop it up. Gomez holds.
Yeah, Ritchie seems maybe a little bit trigger happy there. It seemed like another situation where it didn't necessarily require a throw down, but do it anyway.
Caught one earlier. Tough to catch Gomez, speedy center fielder. 2-1 count. That one grounded on the right field line. Base hit. Rounding third is Gomez. He will score. Frank Uzenko will hold at first base. And the tying run is at the plate. It's 8-6. Here in the bottom of the ninth.
Keep moving, Pipsqueak.
Roseman still in. Magulik coming to the plate.
So yeah, Rosemond at the 11th hour is finally kind of getting hit around a little bit after retiring the first 7 batters.
Charlie Magulik not shy, does not shy away from the big moments, definitely not unfamiliar. Hit a walk-off home run against Fairfield just 2 weeks ago to clinch the MAC regular season title and lock up the #1 seed in the MAC tournament. And that ball blooped out to right, base hit. Frank Uzenko will hold at second. Magulik on at first. Winning run at the plate.
Finish line is so close for the Cropdusters, and that's when it gets a little difficult.
Olney was up clapping. And now we'll get a mound visit. Everybody's kind of holding their breath.
Nobody up, I think. It's Coach Skinner just kind of get some last words of encouragement to his guy.
Looks like the Cropdusters will talk things over.
Outfield's gotta be aware. No ball can get past him.
It's
Run now on base.
It's Edelman coming to the plate.
Has not had a great day at the plate.
He's yet to record a hit so far this season. Big spot for him. Home run would win it. He hit 3 this past year at college in VCU. Those were his only 3 collegiate home runs. Roseman kicks, deals, popped him up. On the run. Under it, caught, Kiefer there. Ball game over. A come-from-behind victory for the Cropdusters to start their 2025 campaign. On the backs of Ben Berger and Sean Roseman, the pitching staff for Olney steps up. The bats wake up in the 7th, and the Cropdusters are 1-0 to start their 5th season.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game here. Started with relatively low scoring. That clearly changed. You know, Cropdusters broke it open with that big lead, getting that 7-2, and then we saw, you know, Lowry kind of struggled, but Roseman came in and bared down. But overall, I mean, a lot to like. I mean, a lot of impressive pitching for both sides. But you can see these talented hitters, they have ways to handle velocity and also good off-speed pitches. So, yeah, I mean, it was an absolute pleasure, and I can't wait for tomorrow for the home debut. And I hope you guys listening are gonna be able to make it out to the park.
You hinted at it. Tomorrow night, 6:30, the Cropdusters take on the Bethesda Big Train. It's going to be Torrey and Domenico on the mound for the Cropdusters, starting things off from First Responder Field. For Ben Gurwitch, I'm Nick Kane. We say thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope to see you tomorrow. Cropdusters win 8-5, start the season 1-0, and they'll be back tomorrow against their big rival, the Big Train.